You got your ears on, meant where you monitoring the CB channels. Mm-hmm. What's your 20, your location, right? Mm-hmm. Do you remember any of the others?
10-100 means you got to go to the bathroom, or you need a bathroom.
Smokies
and bears was another term for police, and there was a whole lingo around it. There was the rocking chair. Do you remember what the rocking chair was?
I remember the phrase. I don't remember what it meant.
So that's where it's 3 tractor trailers and one in front of the other. A car slips in between, and then another tractor trailer comes up on the side and completely conceals the car within within the convoy, if you will.
We got ourselves a convoy.
That's right. So there was a whole lingo that went along with that.
Was that C.W. McCall?
Yeah. He did the convoy song, exactly. All right, but I have some entertainment stories. We could sit and talk about CB radios forever, but this was just terrible to see, and we were all texting with each other over the weekend. Malcolm and Jamal Warner, of course, who played Theo Huxtable on The Bill Cosby Show from 1984 to 1992, died. He was on a family vacation in Costa Rica and was caught by high ocean current. I had read riptide, and he drowned. According to TMZ, Warner was pulled from the water by bystanders, taken to the shore where he was tended to by Costa Rican Red Cross and was declared dead at the scene right there. He had a long career in front of the cameras and the microphone. After The Cosby Show ended, he starred in Malcolm and Eddie from 96 to 2000. He voiced the producer on The Magic School Bus and appeared in numerous other television and film roles. Most recently, he was the resident and 911 and Alert Missing Persons Unit. He was in those. Warner also hosted the Not All Hood podcast, with the newest episode that just came out 4 days ago.
So I was reading, Preston, that there was someone else who was caught in the same riptide.
Yeah, there was. And they were in critical condition.
Yeah.
So that is only the report. They did not identify who that person is, but there was another person as well. Tributes came in fast, and for the late actor, Bill Cosby said in a statement, this reminds me of the call I got when I was taping The Cosby Show, and I got a call saying that my son Ennis had been murdered. It's just devastating. Jamie Foxx wrote that he is speechless on this one, but added, rest in power, my brother. Vivica A. Fox also said in an Instagram story that she was stunned and saddened, and Jennifer Hudson said that she was devastated and truly heartbroken. He's survived by a wife and daughter. Malcolm Jamal Warner was only 54 years old. It was just terrible, man. I mean, that's just what a likable guy, too, man.
Very, very much so. I saw Kathy Orr last night on Fox. She was talking about apparently this part of the beach in Costa Rica is known for having very aggressive riptides. And I guess they don't have a lifeguard situation the way we are required to have it here domestically. I don't know what the situation is, but it's kind of known to the locals, but may not be known to tourists.
Yeah,
and then he got caught in it.
I loved the Theo and Dr. Huxtable relationship because they were just the two guys.
It was the best.
The house full of ladies.
Yeah.
And they would buddy up sometimes, and I thought they were great together.
So obviously the series was just completely blacked out when Cosby stuff came up, but it is on, I think it's Cozy TV or something like that.
All right.
So I watched one or two. It was a great series.
It's a great show.
And that dynamic fueled a lot of what made the show good.
Yep. Everything that has happened since, I know obviously put a black eye on the show, but man, it was such a juggernaut. And for me and Casey were the same age in the mid 80s. Like it was appointment television. They were the family that we were also growing up with. And anytime a shirt does not fit, I think of the shirt that Denise made for Theo and how it's tucked into my socks and the designer shirt. Like those episodes, those first 3-4 seasons of the Cosby Show really was just important television for me when I was growing up.
Just sad news to see. Some other things to report. Aaron Fipers is accusing Denise Richards, his estranged wife, of having a Vicodin addiction. Fires also alleges that Richards is having an ongoing affair with another man. His accusations come as the actress has shared her own allegations about her estranged husband, including claims that Fipers repeatedly choked, slapped, and verbally threatened her. Page 6 said that they've seen a letter that Pfeiffer says shared with friends and family that insists Richards needs an intervention and that her alleged drug addiction has affected their daughter, Eloise.
So maybe I'm misreading this, but it sounds like they're on good terms.
He further accuses Richards of physically attacking him on July 4th, smashing his phone, and later texting that she was filing for divorce. Pfeiffer also claims that he and his elderly parents have faced harassment since he filed for a divorce. First, including stalking with an air tag and being denied access to personal property. So they're getting bloody on this one, Rod.
Yeah.
Yep. So
that's a good tribute, by the way.
What was that, Casey?
No, sorry. He said I'm getting bloody on this one, Raj.
Oh, thank you. So a little bit more in the Blake Lively harassment lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. This is interesting. And his Wayfarer Studios. There's another twist, but now the call is coming from inside the house. According to his studio's insurance company, Harco National, Wayfarer's management liability contract won't cover the legal cost. The insurer says Wayfarer, co-founded by Baldoni, knew about Lively's allegations before the policy began in July 2023, but didn't disclose it, which is a no-no.
That is a complete no-no.
You got to fess up to all that stuff.
That's why you can't get car insurance after the accident.
Yep. Harco's court filing also pointed out that even though the lawsuit was filed during the 2024 to 25 policy window, it traces back to 2023. Demand letter sent by the actress, meaning that it falls within the 2023 policy period. So the insurance company is now asking a judge to make it official that they don't have to pay up.
Fortunately, legal counsel is not expensive.
Yeah, right.
Hey, this was pretty cool. Marissa sent this to me via our friend Lori Jones over at Phil Abundance. And this week, there are two celebrities that have selected Phil Abundance as the beneficiary of their winnings on national game shows.
That's awesome.
So Wednesday, tomorrow, Kate Flannery, of course, of The Office, is competing on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And if she wins, the money goes to Phil Abundance.
I love that.
And then on Thursday on Celebrity Family Feud, Patti LaBelle is going to be offering up what she wins to Phil Abundance.
That's excellent.
I thought that was really cool.
To be honest, if they did, we'd be furious because they're both local.
Yes. So we wish them luck, and we are hoping that Phil Abundance is going to get a nice big check from both of them. We'll see about that. So there's a labor crisis among King Charles's employees. Low pay and low morale have caused 11 of the 12 gardeners who took care of the King's Highgrove house to quit since Charles handed over management and ownership of the gardens to the King's Foundation in 2021.
Sucks.
People magazine reports the gardening staff claimed in some cases to be making minimum wage, and the King's demands were difficult to keep up with. The King's Foundation brought in a specialist human resources consultancy, which upheld claims about staff shortages, inadequate management practices, and low pay, leading to difficulties in retention, though they also report, quote, our staff turnover is well below the national average, as is the number of formal grievances raised.
Your Majesty, perhaps you should reduce the whippings.
For the gardening team at Highgrove specifically, we regularly review guidance from the Professional Gardeners Guild to pay benchmarking, they say.
I would imagine that you are held to a super high standard when you're taking care of the royal garden.
I would think so, right?
You know?
Yeah.
I think a weed is a beheadable offense.
But 11 of the 12 have quit, so they're out of there.
You suck.
Got to get somebody to
big-eared prick.
Clean it all up. Ordinarily, having a popular influencer like Kylie Jenner visit your establishment is a win. However, one business owner has discovered that there can be a little bit of a downside. Jenner ate at Tassia while in the village of Fiskardo in Greece. And the restaurant's owner's enthusiastic post about her visit has social media users irritated. Alongside a picture of them and Jenner, they said, an iconic entrepreneur and global trendsetter, she experienced a taste of our Greek hospitality and cuisine, calling it a true pleasure to host such a remarkable guest. Now, some of the comments on the restaurant's post said, are you treating regular customers like this? I wonder. And another wrote, now it's where not to go. What are you talking about?
Listen, so obviously I'm no drum banger for Kylie Jenner, but it seems totally fine.
If you have a celebrity stopping by your establishment and they are kind enough to take a photo with you, of course you're going to post that. And in fact, there are restaurants that are loaded with pictures on the walls, which is what you did before you had social media, and it has been fine and dandy.
It's okay.
Shut up.
Yeah.
The restaurant's owner, Polychronis and Tasia Dendrinos,
go to hell,
have their share of defenders as well, with one commenting, if Kylie Jenner eating at their restaurant and them posting about it drums up more business for them, then I'm all for it. So, of course, that makes more sense.
Do you remember that Greek restaurant that was targeted for going after tourists with
getting people and overcharging them?
$600 meals?
I do remember that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't think this is a place like that.
Oh, okay. I doubt it then, yeah.
Congratulations to Cobra Kai star Paul Walter Hauser and his wife Amy Hauser, who welcomed their third child over the weekend. So I had to look up who Paul Walter Hauser was because I watched that entire show. He played a character called Stingray.
Yeah, that's wild that they're saying Cobra Kai, because he's been in a ton of other things.
He has.
Yeah.
Yes, he played Richard JUl in that Richard JUl story. He's been in tons of movies, but he was also a character on Cobra Kai. But I was like, I didn't buy that name. I'm like, I don't remember that guy, but I totally know that guy. They named their new daughter Isla Grace Hauser, and the couple broke the happy news on Instagram. They said she arrived 6 years and 1 day after our first date, a sweet full circle reminder of God's perfect timing. Amy wrote that in the caption alongside photos of the baby with mom and dad. The couple have been married since 2020 and are already parents to sons Jonah, who is 2, and Harris, who is 3.
That Richard JUl movie is very good. It's heartbreaking, but have you guys seen it?
Yeah, I saw it.
It's really well done.
He's also in the MCU. He's in the Fantastic Four movie that comes out later this week.
Kidding.
Yeah, he plays Mole Man.
Hey, real quick, Nick, hang on. I want to hold on. I want to check the credits here. Was he the guy in the movie about Tanya Harding?
Yes, Tanya.
He's the one that
I, Tanya?
Yeah, but he pretended he was like a private investigator and all that. Yeah, he was really good at that too. All right, so more fan favorites are coming back for season 4 of Ted Lasso. Juno Temple and Brendan Hunt, who played Coach Beard, have both officially signed on to return. They join other key players, including Jason Sudeikis, Hannah Waddingham, Brett Goldstein, and Jeremy Swift. It is said that those 6 actors may have a 3-year deal here, hinting that there could be a new 3-season arc set for the era of Ted Lasso. That was a bummer to see this, though. Phil Dunster, who played Jamie Tart, he has a conflict. He is not going to be a regular on the show. He's going to be on an HBO comedy with Steve Carell. It was already set up, but he might be able to appear in season 4 in some kind of a limited capacity. I don't know how they're going to work that out, but they are throwing that out there. Grant Feely, meanwhile, has signed on as well to take over the role of Ted's son Henry. And other new cast members include Tanya Reynolds, Jude Mack, Faye Marseille, Rex Hayes, Aisling Sharkey, and Abby Hearn.
I don't know a lot of those names.
The new season is expected to see Ted return to Richmond, and this time to coach a 2nd Division women's soccer team. Apple CEO Tim Cook also shared an update on the series on social media that featured a photo of some of the cast. Writing, "From biscuits to barbecue, Ted Lasso season 4 kicks off production in Kansas City." So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's a bummer that Jamie Tart may not be in.
He's got to be a part of it,
as a regular.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. All right, The Last of Us. The fans have just devoured season 2 and are already clamoring for a 3rd season. The good news, we already knew season 3 is coming. The not so good news, fans are going to have to wait a while.
Of course.
I hate this.
Of course.
HBO content CEO Casey Bloys hinted to Variety that it's going to be a minute. The series is definitely planned for 2027. Show co-creator Craig Mazin is still working it out on whether it will be 2 more seasons or 1 more long season. It hasn't been decided yet, and the CEO said they are following Craig's lead on that.
So Nick, we were talking about this. What was the longest pause? Was it The Sopranos?
No, honestly, I think it's like Severance. I mean,
Severance?
Yeah, or there are shows
Handmaid's
that went
Tale.
away and came back, years and years later. But Sopranos, like the longest one that they ever had was probably a year and a half, which back then was insanely long. Now it's almost standard. The Severance one was 3 years, and we talked about this last week. But Stranger Things, the first season of Stranger Things was in 2016.
Wow,
I mean, that's a lifetime ago for so many people.
Yeah.
So they're if they've got big production budgets and schedules and all that, it takes years to.
That's why you see all these reality shows on TV. They're easy to grind out.
Yep. Anne Hathaway shared a first look at The Devil Wears Prada 2. The actress teased Andy Sex 2025 on Instagram. She revealed the first look photo at her character, and it just looks like Anne Hathaway in a nice outfit. The sequel follows the original hit comedy coming all the way back in 2006 is when that came out. Details about what the sequel will be about have not been revealed just yet. However, it's rumored that the story would follow Streep's character as she navigates her career as the magazine industry faces a long-running decline and faces off against a high-powered executive who just so happens to be portrayed by Emily Blunt, who was her assistant in the first film. And it's supposed to hit theaters in May 1st of next year. So that one gets a...
I'm looking forward to it.
Turnaround. Yeah.
I
loved it.
We're big fans.
Yep. So Katie Holmes is writing and directing and starring in a new feature film trilogy called Happy Hours. Well, that's a lot of hats to wear. She won't be alone in the hat task. In fact, she'll be reuniting with her Dawson's Creek co-star Joshua Jackson for the movie, who will star opposite her. Mary Louise Parker and Constance Wu and more have also joined the cast. The first film starts production this summer, with the next two set to start production soon afterward. Happy Hours will follow the story of two people played by Holmes and Jackson as they navigate their relationship and deal with all their life opportunities, challenges, and obstacles. What?
Who was the one actress that you said?
Constance Wu.
Oh, yeah.
Constance.
Dude.
We had that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I forgot we had that. One more time, please.
Constance.
There we go. You get Ric Flair in there, it's a win.
Dude. It's the little things,
Yeah.
Constance.
That should be her doorbell. Right? Yeah.
Constance.
Coming.
All right, one last story. John Stamos once played Iron Man / Tony Stark in the animated series Spidey and His Amazing Friends, and he's returning to Marvel Animation as he will play Tony Stark's father, Howard Stark, in the upcoming Disney Junior series called Iron Man and His Awesome Friends. So this will be for little kids. The series follows best friends and super geniuses Tony Stark and as Iron Man and Riri Williams, Ironheart, and Amadeus Cho, who is Iron Hulk, as they work together to solve problems and protect their city.
I love that they're including the Iron Sheik, too, Preston.
Oh, that's a little good throwback there. The series is set to premiere August 11th on Disney Junior. Later that day on Disney Channel, the first 10 episodes will be available on Disney Plus and Disney Junior on demand following on the following day on August 12th, by the way.
Constance.
All right, let's play some clips. In the new miniseries Washington Black, Medwin Harris rediscovers his passions after taking a young refugee under his wing. Here, Sterling K. Brown talks about what audiences can expect from his character throughout the historical fiction series.
He's a mentor to Wash. He's sort of the de facto mayor. He takes Wash under his wing and sees somebody that he wants to keep safe. I think what I love about the relationship is that while he is trying to provide a service for this young man is saying, like, I appreciate the service you want to give me, but there's more to life than just surviving.
But yeah.
Washington Black premieres tonight. You'll find that on Hulu. Here's our next clip. Acapulco returns to the small screen one last time as fans are getting ready to say goodbye to the comedy series. Here, Eugenio Debrez shares the emotions that he felt when filming the fourth and final season.
There's a lot of heart in this final season. It's been like saying goodbye to a great vacation. It's been bittersweet. I think that this last season is going to be more emotional.
I don't give a
Season 4 of Acapulco premieres tonight. You can find that on Apple TV Plus. There you go. That's our entertainment report.
Have you ever heard of that show?
Nope. 4 seasons.
4 seasons.
It's wrapping up. Nope.
What?
There's tons of things. I remember, you know what? I remember like one of the first shows ever that I was like, that's been on how long?
Right.
Was the show Jag.
Jag was on for like 18 years.
And that was back in the like 2000s.
Yeah.
And I just remember reading something. I'm like, it is entering its 8th season. I was like, 8 seasons?
Yeah. And
You gotta
honestly,
be kidding me.
I couldn't even tell you anybody that I know that has watched that show.
No,
with
I didn't
any
know
sort of
anybody that watched
regularity.
it either. Yeah.
My old boyfriend loved Jag because he loved the girl who was on it.
Kristen.
he was a
or
Jagoff.
Something Bell.
Catherine Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
I watch Acapulco. It's actually really cute. It's like
Yeah?
a 80s throwback. It's the guy from Overboard, who the new version of Overboard.
Okay.
And he just tells a story about like being in the 80s as
Is
a
it?
kid. It's cute. You know what it falls under that? For a while when Apple first started, they weren't putting out any junk. Like everything on Apple
Yeah.
was good. That's how I started watching it. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that the guy from Coda?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that guy as well too.
Which guy from Coda?
The guy, the
teacher.
clip that we just played.
Oh, the teacher.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he's awesome. He was so wonderful in that film. All right, well, that might be worth checking out.
There you go.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, and you might like the 80s throwback of it all.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Maris.
And you
All
like
right.
saying the word. It's fun to say Acapulco.
Yeah,
It is.
That's fun to say.
All right. So today is Tattoos Day. If you are interested in getting a Preston and Steve show tattoo, then no, don't text. Go to the contest page, WMMR.com. Sorry, we've been doing it we did it that
Forever.
way for decades. You go to the contest page, WMMR.com, and there's a chance for you to win a $350 gift certificate from the wonderful people of Floating World Tattoo and Piercing, 1729 South Street. Of course, that's in Philadelphia. And there are artwork samples you can check out if you like, floatingworldtattoos.com, or go to Instagram at Floating World Tattoos. That's where you will find them.
Or call 1-800-232-100.3.
You could do that too. I don't know what you'll get over there, but all right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back in a second. And we also have stopping by today, Jug Handle In. We're going to have some giveaways with those guys today.
Some gift cards.
So we have your chance to win some freebies that way too. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
WMMR's tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, UA King of Prussia. Movie doesn't even open until Friday. This is a big blockbuster movie.
Oh, yeah.
And
Absolutely.
let's get you into this exclusive screening. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your chance to win $500 and tickets to the MMRBQ with the concert cash. B-File up 2. Stay there.
You're a crumb creep.
In less than 2 weeks, we'll be broadcasting live at Keenan's
That's right.
for the Coors Light opening of the Jersey Shore. Eggs with Peg, the 5 different names that it has. All we know is that it's a party we haven't had in a long time. We're looking forward to it. Over the next few days, we're going to start to maybe pitch some ideas out there to you and maybe get some participants in some contests and so on.
Try to lay in as much ahead of the show work as we can.
Yes.
We've had a whole bunch of time off. We're trying a whole bunch of new things. It can only turn into a disaster, but the kind that we enjoy.
Our kind of disaster, your kind of disaster.
Right.
So that's coming up. And that means MMRBQ is this weekend, this Saturday, as mentioned just a little while ago. So just a little reality check for you there. All right. One of our favorite things is when we, as a show, are trying to figure out exactly what might be a topic of conversation. One of us goes, I have a question I want to ask on the air.
Oh, okay.
And that usually means I'm not going to tell you guys what it is.
Right. We want to
I'm
hear
just
it.
going to save it, and that's what we do because we don't like to, quote unquote, ruin something ahead of time by knowing too much about it. And we just like to head into the unknown. And today's unknown comes to us from Kathy Romano.
I'm telling you, my heart is beating so fast right now because
What?
I'm so nervous.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm pretty nervous.
Oh, I didn't know it was that kind
Yeah,
of thing. All right.
wait.
Does it involve a boy?
No. So here's how I think I want to do it. I'm going to ask a question.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to go around the room. Okay. I'll call your name out.
Right.
All right.
I want Marissa to participate too.
Do we need goggles?
No, I'm just going to ask you a question. All I want you to say is yes or no.
right.
Okay. With no follow-up, nothing.
commentary,
no
no
follow-up.
commentary.
All right. Yes
Don't
or
even
no?
indicate whether you're positive or not. Just give me your answer, and then after that, we'll break out into discussion.
Never heard anything
really
like this.
intrigued
Now
now.
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
All right. Oh,
Because I'm
also,
gonna go in order because there's definitely someone in this room who knows the answer, and I'm hoping that person doesn't go hard on me when they realize I didn't know the answer.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right?
Okay.
You ready? I'm going to start with Marissa.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So we're going in the height order.
Yes, we're going height order.
Yeah.
Marissa, can you drive to Alaska?
Yes.
Casey,
Yes.
Preston,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Nick,
Yes.
F.
Stop it. Oh, my God, Kat. You poor thing. They're adorable,
Who
though.
knew Alaska was attached to Canada?
There's an amendment to this. Did you know that you cannot drive to the capital of Alaska? The capital of Alaska is Juneau, and it's separated. Steve, you've been there, right?
Been there.
Separated?
Yeah. So they're like, if somebody would ask the question, "Can you drive to the capital of Alaska?"
Yeah, no, I just thought the whole state.
All right. I was trying to help.
Kathy, the crazy thing
wait.
is, there is like there is a line that connects Alaska to your driveway. I mean, that's
So
It's a big line.
it's a gigantic
so here,
line.
I was in a conversation with somebody, and we were talking about a film crew, and he goes, "Yeah, they're driving to Alaska, and they're going to document the whole way, and then start the filming there." And I was like, "You mean they're going to drive through Alaska?" They were like, "No, he's driving to Alaska," and I was like, "What do you? I don't understand. What do you mean?"
You adorable.
And then, but listen, so
Adorable
then
thing.
that same night, I was out to dinner with 8 people. And at the table, I said, okay, I did what I did with you guys.
Yeah.
I said, give me yes or no. There was only 2 people at the table who knew the answer, and it was my dad and my mom. And my mom said, I only said yes because I knew your father would know, and he said yes. The rest of the people, all adults,
What
said no.
What was your perception of Alaska's attachment to the continent?
Here is my issue with this. It is the map of the United States. Okay? The map of the United States doesn't include Canada.
Right.
Now, I know that it wasn't like Hawaii and,
That you'd have to cross an ocean.
but I didn't think you could drive there.
Okay. All right. Yes.
And
It is not part of, they say, the contiguous
Right,
United
right, yeah.
States, right? So it's not directly connected to the borders of the mainland, as they call it in Hawaii, the mainland. Yeah.
Right. So I thought you had to get on a plane to get there.
Wow.
I mean, you would prefer to get on.
Yeah,
And I
hold
think
on,
most
drive.
people
that's how
do,
I
right?
did. I
Yeah.
actually.
It's a long ass way.
Yeah, we flew into Seattle, then flew up to Alaska.
Kathy, I want to make you feel better because you admitted to peeing in the pool last week.
Yeah, okay.
And I love that. It was more recently than not that I saw a map and I was like, oh, that's where Hawaii is.
all right.
Oh,
For the
really?
same reason.
You thought it was in the Atlantic?
No, because maps that we've seen growing up, it was like the continental U.S. and then there was just little corners.
No, you're right.
Yes.
I have heard and read stories of people who thought that Alaska and Hawaii were actually down in this little corner
Very
right
close
next to each other.
Very close to each other. How does one have such wonderful tropic weather and the other one so cold?
Yeah.
For the record, I didn't think it was like in the Atlantic Ocean or anything like that, but I just didn't actually know like how close it was to California. And I was like, oh, that's why you stop over in California if you're flying to Hawaii.
Listen, there are these things in life that elude you as far as your thinking. I remember as a family member who was studying, law and thought that the Titanic sunk in the Pacific because that's where the icebergs are.
Oh, right. I remember.
Yeah.
And let me just say, by the way, my 10-year-old was also at this dinner, and his answer was yes.
Oh, wow. He
By the way, do you want to hear some of the texts, Kathy?
Yeah.
Well, my kids are never going to Westchester. That's lower, slower bucks for you. Somebody says, Jesus Christ, you guys drive me insane, Preston. You need to learn how to pronounce contiguous. Did I say that incorrectly?
Contiguous with a
contiguous,
hard
not
G.
a hard G.
So we're all stupid here.
Yeah, we're all idiots.
And it's awesome because, most people have, thousands of people listening to everything that you say so that they can correct you on everything.
That's all right.
Yeah.
This one said, it's okay, Kathy. I thought so too until about a few months ago. I'll bet you there are many people actually listening right now as well for one reason or another that weren't aware that, yes, you can indeed drive to Alaska if you need to.
By the way, you may think you don't have something like this in your intellectual arsenal. I guarantee you do.
You sure do.
I told you guys, man,
guarantee you.
when we were playing this game one time with some friends of mine, it was just a driving game. It was in my fellow band members. We were driving for a few hours to play a gig and play this game where you say a state, whatever that state letter it ends with, you lead the next state with the start. And then we ran out of states, so we started doing countries. And I swore.
Oh, no.
That euthanasia was a country.
I remember
that.
It is part of Asia. It's the younger part.
And I dug in, man. I did not give up. Yes, it is. I saw it on a National Geographic.
It's
special.
where the teenagers live. It's where Asian teenagers
where the youth
live.
in Asia live.
Are you stupid?
It's in the name.
Where do you think they go? Youth in Asia.
I need to apologize to my buddy Greg. Because I just really drove that home as if I had it as fact.
Listen, if you were to design a part of Asia where the younger people would go, what would you call it?
Youth
in Asia.
In Asia, of course. Hang on, let me go to Ryan. Hey, Ryan. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, baby wheel.
Baby wheel.
Spin it, baby. What's up, Ryan?
So, kind of going off of what Marissa said. My wife, for the longest time, didn't know where Hawaii was. She thought it was right next to Texas because of how it fits on the map.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I totally understand. And I had to explain to her it's in the South Pacific and how far away it is. And that's where we went on our honeymoon. But
okay.
Oh, my God. So
That's funny.
That is pretty funny.
Hey, by the way, I read something this morning and I tossed the story away because I didn't think it would be worth bringing up. I didn't know we were going to be talking about geography this morning. But apparently there was something that surfaced on TikTok that got some people in a bit of a tizzy. And it was about the fact that the state of Maine has more coastline than California.
Oh.
And the reason being is it is how coastline is defined.
Right.
And it's like, it's general. I have to bring up the story, but
the way it's reckoned. I think I saw the same story, Preston, and it's not.
Makes sense.
It's exactly the way they interpret it for both sides.
So the reason being is because when you look at the map of California, as you trace the coastline, you can see that there's more of it than Maine. But what you have to include are the coast of all the islands that are part of the state as well. That's all considered coastline,
Which they do,
and intercoastal waterways and things like that. So when you add all that up, Maine ends up having more coastline than California. So there are some things that are weird like that. But then again, it's a little different than driving to Alaska because you can clearly see that there's a way to get there. If you look at a map of the world, if you look
Canada.
at a map of North America altogether.
I'm trying to think of like what the last argument that I had was where I dug in deep even though I was wrong and like trying to determine just being that stubborn and not willing to give up on something.
Well,
it happens to everybody, and I know that I've done it.
Yeah. All right, let me go to these calls. I have Courtney on the line. Hey, Courtney, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey. What's up, Courtney?
So, a couple months ago, a friend and I were talking about a friend of ours that moved back home from Alaska, and I was like, wow, she had to pack all of her stuff in an airplane. That probably was like expensive. And she's like, you can drive from Alaska. And I was like, what? No, you can't.
Well, it's out in the middle of Canada.
Yeah, and Courtney, was it because of the maps that we've seen that have the little cutout of Alaska and Hawaii?
Yes.
Okay. There you go. And that's what you thought.
All right.
Stop and think
I'm
about
with you, Courtney.
people who are like who believe that, Courtney, think, okay, well, we're going to Hawaii, but it's got to be like, what, about a 2-hour trip?
Right.
Yeah.
It's right there.
It's right off Texas.
Yeah. Hang on, completely different, but somebody who believed something for the longest time because of a name. I'm going to go to Mike. Hey, Mike, good morning.
Hey, Mike. Hey, guys. How are you?
I love
What's
that.
up, buddy?
So my cousin, she was doing a project on guerrilla warfare, and she was talking to my aunt about it. And then she asked my aunt, who gave the guerrillas the guns?
Oh, my God.
Who gave the gorillas the guns?
And she's also Westchester grad.
Oh, Westchester.
Oh, my God.
Wait,
That's so
seriously?
Yeah.
I love it, Mike. Thank you.
WMMR.
All right, thank you very much, Marissa. So, yeah, ma'am, the story about Malcolm Jamal Warner drowning was just absolutely out of nowhere. So, number one, he's 54 years old.
Yeah.
And, healthy and hadn't heard anything about him. And then when I immediately saw the headline, I'm like, immediately I'm like, okay, what happened.
Yeah.
What in the world happened with somebody like that? And he was vacationing. Some of the details are still coming in. Was caught in a rip current and drowned. Was pronounced dead at the scene. There was another person that they got was in critical condition. We don't know who that was, and they've been sent off to the hospital. So we'll find out if there are more details coming of that.
So over the course of my beach swimming life, the thing that you encounter the most for me would be that I've encountered would be an undertow. So there's rip current, rip tide, and an undertow, right? Those. And so,
I don't know if there's a difference between rip current and rip tide.
There apparently is.
Is there?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. At least that's my understanding. But apparently, this and as they were describing it, and people who were there on site when Malcolm Jamal Warner died said it was like a cattle chute, like you'd get in it and it just blows you right out.
Yeah.
Which is I don't think I've ever experienced anything with that much force while swimming.
Well,
have you guys ever had anything like that?
Yeah, I have. And so, listen, I am a strong swimmer, right? I'm not, I wasn't, I swam competitively for most of my life, most of my young life, I should say. And I was a strong swimmer. I wasn't the fastest, but I can get, and so, for instance, 2 weeks ago, I hopped in the Avalon Bay and I swam 1.2 miles without really ever even training, right?
There you go.
So I am a strong swimmer.
Right.
But panic can really cause some issues for you.
Right. That's the big issue.
And that's
right?
what people will do with rip current. So I'm not familiar with how to diagnose a rip current, but like lifeguards are, and they can see it. And there are ways that you can safely get out of one, right? And that it's generally you kind of have to like let the current take you out and swim parallel with the shoreline.
Easy in theory, but when you're in it, that's the issue.
Real quick, we do have the definitions here. Nick pulled up. Rip tides are like rip currents in that they can take a swimmer hundreds or even thousands of feet away from the beach. The major difference is that a rip tide occurs with an outgoing tide. So the tide is on its way out, and it goes with that. The outgoing tide pulls fast-moving currents of water from an inlet with a barrier beach out to sea, and these rip tides can also happen near a river mouth as well, a lagoon or a small bay. It's very dangerous to swim in those types of inlets. And here's a definition of an undertow. It says the least dangerous for adult swimmers is the undertow. The undertow can be dangerous for small children and inexperienced swimmers. When a wave breaks on or near the shore, there's a large and fast-moving uprush of water. Gravity rushes the water back down to the beach as backwash. And when the wave breaks over a swimmer's head, they're pulled down by a rush of water. That's the undertow.
So when as a kid we'd go to Fire Island or we'd go, to any of the the beaches along the ocean side of Long Island, and it would be fun as a kid to stand in the surf and your feet would get covered with sand, and that was the undertow pulling out.
Right.
It was a bit of a suction. If you're a little kid, it could be problematic. I remember one time, and I don't know what happened, but I remember feeling, I was body surfing.
Yeah.
And when I swam back into shore, I was way down the beach. So I assume I got caught in something.
Right.
Because I never recall swimming.
Yeah,
parallel.
no, just the current brings you down.
Current.
Yeah, that happens regularly. You'll see it especially when people are out on like boogie boards and they'll start at this spot and they'll end up 400 yards down down the beach.
Yeah, I think that's just the flow of the ocean.
Yeah.
It's just the current going in one direction or another. Sometimes it's a little stronger than other times. But I remember as a kid being terrified of the concept of the undertow. We go to Avalon quite a bit. We go to Ocean City a lot, and especially in between ages of 4 and 12 or 14, your parents tell you over and over and over again, be careful of the undertow, be careful of the undertow. It's so I remember learning about it at a pretty young age.
You remember the world according to Garp, the undertowed. The kid was terrified. He misunderstood.
So we were in our young 20s, and I thought I'd lost two of my very best friends to a rip current. We were at Ocean City. We were on the beach. It was late at night. It was, somewhere between 11 and midnight. We went out there to have a couple of drinks and stuff like that. And one of the people that I was with, they were A, intoxicated, and B, not in a good mental state at the time. And
it's not a good time to be out there.
So there were rip currents. Again, this is 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
And the one person that I was with decided I'm going into the ocean. Like, F this. Like, that's, and then my best friend that I was with, because this person just disappeared. I was standing in the surf. I'm like, I don't know where the hell they went. I'm not going out there because it's dangerous. And then my buddy went out to save this person, and they both disappeared. They were gone. At night.
Not good.
And I'm standing there in the surf going, like, I don't even know what the hell to do. First person goes in, second person goes in to save them. Now they're both gone. I didn't see them for half an hour, something like that.
Damn.
Like, yeah, I thought they were gone.
Well, the first thing you do is you go through their wallets.
Oh, yeah.
So were they just out swimming?
No, like my friends saved the other guy's life. Like, but the current was so
It took him that long to go get him?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
That could have gone so bad.
I was like, at a certain point, I was like, I don't know. I think I need to go call 911 because they're gone.
Yeah.
What's the number for 911?
Yeah.
Having never been in a rip current and not being able to visually identify it just by looking at the ocean, so I don't have any experience in it. But I assume the thing about being out in the ocean is you can't really gauge distance very well while you're out there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think what ends up happening is these people don't realize that they are being taken out. And all of a sudden they're out there and like, whoa. And looking back, I'm like, how did I get out here? Like, you don't even realize it's happening at the time.
So
you know what I mean?
the-
That's what I'm assuming.
The biggest things in like Coast Guard training or like the SEALs or anybody who does like those rescue workers that are divers is judging distance in the water is so difficult.
Yeah.
And so you're right. You can be swimming and like there's that scene at the end of the end where Burt Reynolds is swimming at me. He doesn't realize how far out he's gone.
Right.
Yep.
And that's what it does to you.
Yeah. But they can visually see those rip currents, right? The people that are trained.
Yeah,
for
I mean,
it, right?
that's kind of why, there's a lot of reasons why they, they're up high. But, one of the reasons is so that they can diagnose, when rip current or riptide is coming in.
We should really.
I can see it.
You
Okay,
can see it now.
Looking at a video representation of it, and it looks like it's thin, but it almost looks like a column, almost like a road that's in a path that's going out into the ocean. Wow.
So here's
anybody listening, by the way, it's had experience. 610-660-9333. Feel free to reach out to us if you've ever been caught out there or had that happen to your friend or family member, or you are a lifeguard and have seen this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm curious about it.
That column that they're showing in the rip current in this video, and there's an illustration here. It occurs to me, we should have waited for Donna D'Erico because she was a member of Baywatch, Preston.
That's right.
They dealt with this on a routine
She
basis.
would absolutely know. But yeah, I mean, it's scary to think that can happen that quick. But you're right, Casey, about panicking because if you can float, and not use up your resources and kind of bide your time unless you've got waves crashing all over you. You know what I mean?
Do you know what happens though? Which is, and it's to that point. You're exactly right. It is like such a nuance. I remember we were going to do one of those cliff dives in Jamaica with friends, and I'm a pretty good swimmer. We jumped off the boat. And the ocean was like sloshing in towards the cliffside and then coming back out. And it was just a small distance to swim.
Right.
I got caught in something that sort of moved me around past the point where you climb up the ladder.
Yeah.
And I clearly remember this feeling like everything changed. And I normally where I could float no problem, I remember sinking. Like, so it overtakes you quickly.
Yeah.
That nanosecond of uncertainty can F you. As a lifeguard, this is what you would deal with, Case, right?
And so when you're dealing with currents and stuff like that, I go back to this swim that I did in Avalon last week where, I started swimming and I hadn't trained all that much. And I actually had to pause in the beginning because my breathing was all sorts of messed up. And I had to kind of pause and doggy paddle a little bit and calm myself down and go, okay, you know how to do this. And then also when you swim a lot, you realize the relationship that you have with the water. It sounds weird, but you're working in concert with the water. You're not working against it. You guys are working together to towards a goal. It sounds weird to say that.
I think that's probably a good way to mentally frame it.
Mm-hmm.
when you're panicking, you're contributing to how tired you already are anyway. So like the panic contributes to the fatigue, and like there's that feeling where you're like you think you're going to be able to touch the bottom of the ocean and you don't. It's a terrible feeling. When we're talking about this story, that drones rescue that happened a couple of months ago, I'd forgotten where it was. It was in Pensacola Beach. In Florida. I wonder how much more frequently that's going to happen, with lifeguards, especially up and down, the beaches where there are lifeguards. Maybe less so in a place like Costa Rica, but you would think that like that technology is pretty easy. You can send a drone out and just drop, a floaty into the water if somebody's struggling. And I think they will do it more and more.
Not only that, Nick, there are drones that can literally lift people. And you've seen them.
But if they can't, I mean, at the very least, you can drop a floaty on somebody who's panicking.
So it's important to remember that, like, you have a life vest inside your body, and it's called your lungs.
I thought nutsack.
No. If you have air in your lungs, you have a better chance of floating in the water. And so if you want to test this for yourself, just do it in a pool, right? And you can, if you have air in your lungs and you slowly breathe out, your body will sink, and you can see the.
That's really good to remember that. That is your internal life jacket, basically, because in a moment of panic, you start exhaling, and again, it is. In this case, you're saying Michael Jamal Warner, 54, right?
Yeah.
In pretty good shape.
Yeah.
That this would, and that's why I thought, what? How could that be?
And I think that's what happens. They get out in this, and they feel they have a fear they're too far out, and then they start swimming hard.
Yes.
Hard.
And then you're
try
not
to get
breathing.
Back in. And then you wear yourself out, and next thing you know, one big gulp down in your lungs.
That's it.
And boom. You're in serious trouble. Which call case?
Roy on line 4.
All right, let me speak to him. Hi, Roy. You're on the air. Good morning, bud.
Hey, good morning, it's Gadzooks.
Good morning to see you, Roy. What's going on, man?
How are you guys?
Good.
Good. So I'm a surfer, and I spent a lot of time in the ocean. So the bigger the swell event, the bigger the riptide event. So you just got to figure when there's a hurricane or a storm off the coast, there's going to be bigger waves, and all that water that comes in has to go out somewhere. So that's how a riptide starts.
Your connection.
Hey, Roy, your phone line is continuing to break up. We're losing what you're saying. Can you call back? Hello?
I can, when I get to a stronger signal.
All right, wait, it sounds better now. All right, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm driving through Chatsworth on my way to Long Beach Island right now.
Oh, all right.
So anyway, the bigger the waves, the bigger the riptide. And, you got to figure all that water coming in from a storm has to go back out somewhere. So that's how a riptide starts. But surfers, we look at riptides as an easy way out.
Right.
Like I can spot the riptide and say, well, I'm going to paddle out right there because it's going to allow me to get out faster. But swimmers are deeper in the water because they're vertical. Surfers are on the surface. We're horizontal.
Right.
It's kind of skimming over the surface, and we can use that riptide to get out. But, man, I have rescued quite a few people in my days in the water and surfing. And, it can get really ugly really quick, especially when we're coming up on hurricane season in August and September.
Yeah.
That's when you'll start hearing about riptide.
And Roy,
and all that.
as a surfer, you've got yourself a pretty badass flotation device that's strapped to your leg there. So you guys feel pretty confident when things get intense out there, I would imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely don't go out without a leash. I mean,
Don't go out without a leash.
All right, thanks, Roy. Your signal's messing up again, but we appreciate the call.
I was going to ask, because I'd be curious from a surfer's perspective, do you notice an acceleration when you're in it? Is it a tangible? I mean, you're
Probably.
I would
right?
think so.
Yeah.
Like you said, it shoots them
you
out
out,
there so
yeah.
they can get out quicker, and it's an easier ride. I'm going to go to, let me get Jenna on the line next. Hi, Jenna, good morning.
Gadzooks, guys. How are you doing?
Gadzooks, Jenna, we're good. What's going on?
So every year my family used to take a camping trip about 2 miles outside of Atlantic City. And it was during August, so there was a storm just passed the day before, but it was all sunny. So my parents decided, let's go to the beach for the day. And I was about 12 years old, and I was with my younger brother and sister. And I was always more adventurous and always liked the water and went out really far. And I got stuck in a rip current, and I was so far out, and the lifeguards weren't paying attention. So when they finally realized where I was, I had this young girl come out and try to save me. She couldn't get me in. So then I had to have a second lifeguard come out and get both of us.
Wow.
A second lifeguard came out. So was the first person who came out to rescue you or help you not a lifeguard?
She was, but she was like this young, skinny, blonde girl who probably it was like her first year lifeguarding, and she kept getting stuck. She tried pulling me to like the other side of it, and she just couldn't get out of it herself.
So Jen, I'm sorry, did you have a flotation device, or were you just treading water at this point?
I was just treading water.
How did you stay calm enough to not like completely lose your breath?
I've been swimming since I was 2 years old. I grew up with an in-ground pool. I grew up in Conshohocken, so I was unfortunately swimming in the Schuylkill a lot. So I don't know. I just stayed calm. The water is like my safety net almost. I'm always at the beach. I'm always swimming. I actually ended up becoming a firefighter and doing water safety training.
Wow.
I was a lifeguard for years. So I did a lot of I love the water. So it's just
Well, you're saying something that's really important. So my next door neighbor, we have the pool, and my neighbor Steve made sure, he said, you bring your kids over anytime, and he's been training them for years. They actually got their comfortability in the water in our pool, and it's amazing to see them now knowing all the right things to do, able to float. And obviously from Jenna, what you're saying, Jenna, that is a key reason as to why you were able to survive that.
Yeah, I mean, my family grew up going to Hawaii and surfing all the time, so I was always just on a surfboard in the pool, jumping off the high dives, jumping off the diving board, and just, I wasn't taught to be fearful of it.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Nice. All right. Thanks, Jenna. Appreciate it. You know what's you got me thinking about this, the swimmers out trying to save an underrated movie, I think, is The Guardian.
I love that movie. Ashton Kutcher and Kevin Costner.
Yeah. It's about Coast Guard rescue swimmers.
Could you imagine that?
No.
Could you imagine?
God.
So, you see these, Preston, there's the different things. You see them in the water, how you grab someone and how you try to calm someone who's flailing and could conceivably kill you often in stormy waters.
Right.
So, case, in a pool, I'm sure that's difficult.
Well, you have to do that. Yeah, and that's part of the training for pool lifeguard is when you get attacked by the person that you're trying to save.
Yeah.
You have to, they call it like suck, tuck, and duck.
Yeah,
right?
which is a porn movie, too.
Yeah, but, if you suck in the air, you tuck your head down, and then you duck, and you got to protect yourself first. Like, sometimes you have to fight the person that you're actually trying to save.
Jeez.
I think you want to tuck, duck, then suck.
Yeah. Well,
But
if you're going to do the
I don't know.
Peter North way,
Yeah.
you got to duck at the end.
Now I'm sure it's dramatic, but because of the movie. But there's a scene where Costner knocks the guy out, punches him because he's like, "We're both gonna die here if you don't calm the hell down."
In The Perfect Storm, they have those guys, and this actually happened. It's fact who dove into hurricane waters.
Yeah.
And they lost one of the guys because imagine that.
Well, the other thing about those when they're doing like a helicopter rescue is that you can be hovered above a wave, and that wave can go up and down by 100 feet.
Oh,
so
yeah.
the helicopter can be close to the top of the wave.
Yes.
And then if there's as the current moves, it then can be like a 100-foot trough beneath it. So like you have to time your jump out of the helicopter based on where the crest of the wave is.
I've got Justin on the phone who's got a story to share. Hey, Justin, good morning.
Hey, you guys rock.
Oh!
Love you, brother. What's up, man?
Hey, this incident occurred about 3 summers ago in Bethany Beach, Delaware. My grandfather and I were out about 3 feet of water, and I could tell that the current was ripping that day. So I look over, and, Grandpa's waist deep. A few minutes later, look over, he's tits deep. And
oh, no.
I had to call for the lifeguard.
Okay.
So out came the lifeguard for me. I said, hey, get Gramps. Everything's good. We get back to the beach, but he's pretty out of breath, and his shorts are halfway up his butt. So I start helping him, get himself together, and I just pants him. And
Oh, we just lost you, Justin. Hang on. You pantsed him? We lost him altogether.
That's what he said. And that's what I'm going with. He pantsed his grandfather.
Yeah. Oh, come on, man.
Dude was struggling. I mean, come on.
You got to pants Grandpa. No one wants to see Grandpa's
Have
ass
grandkids,
cheeks.
they said.
Yeah. Damn it. I wish we would have gotten that at the end there. I wanted to hear the rest of that. I have, hang on, we have Matt joining us next. Hey, Matt, morning.
Hey, good morning. How's it going, guys?
Good, man. What's up?
So I think like 2 summers ago, I was with my buddy and his family. We were down at the shore, and we were in the water. It was maybe, we were maybe like 20 yards off the shore. We weren't too far out. But next thing you know, I'm standing next to my uncle, or my buddy's uncle. We turn around, we look at the beach, and we're maybe like 300 yards out. We didn't even realize it. So I hear my buddy's uncle, he's screaming, and I guess he couldn't swim. I didn't realize that when we got in the water.
What's the problem?
So he's flailing around, freaking out, and I'm like, oh my God, let me go help him out. So I go help him out, and just like you guys were saying, I'm trying to keep him afloat. He's pushing me down, and I'm thinking to myself, like, Jesus, like, I don't know if I have to make the decision I have to leave him or what. So luckily, the lifeguards were coming out. There was a ton of people that were out there. But there was one guy who was coming out, and he had like a raft, and I was like, all right, this is my out here. So I grab him, and he's still flailing around. I bring him to this guy with the raft. He holds on. He swims back to shore. I happen to make it back. I'm a good swimmer. Like Jen, I grew up around the water, swimming in the water every summer. Grew up with friends that had pools, so we ended up making it back. But there was people that died that weekend on the shore because of the riptides.
Dude, I remember clearly, and you remind me of, I think it was just a couple years ago on the Jersey Shore. There were storms down off the Carolinas. So you go to the beach and it's a sunny day and it looks fine, and you're saying, well, these are perfect swimming conditions. Yeah. What you don't realize is that the tumult that's happening to the south is causing dangerous conditions, and the lifeguards are running into the surf constantly.
What percentage of Jersey Shore beaches do you think do not have lifeguards? Because there's a few, and the first one that comes to mind for me is where the ocean meets the bay in Cape May. That's where in Cape May Point, where my family spends a lot of time.
I was there this weekend.
Yeah, the further you get away from the ocean side and the closer you get to the bay side, they just don't have lifeguards anymore. Are there stretches of the Wildwoods?
Strathmere? No, Wildwoods have.
Strathmere does.
Is Strathmere? I know that they don't have their own police department, but
I don't know, Casey.
I feel like they should.
Yeah. Does Atlantic City?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They have lifeguards?
Yeah. In fact, they do lifeguard competitions down in Wildwood all the time.
But they're drinking competitions.
Yeah. No, but all the...
Shot!
It is cool to watch. And man, I tried to get my son to be a lifeguard down there. I was like, dude, like the chicks that... I'm like,
you know how much trim you'd be pulling in?
So wait a minute. I want to go back to something that Matt was saying, because he said that the person couldn't swim, yet they were in the ocean.
Yeah.
So
why do that?
So people feel safe if they can stand, right? So if I'm going to be up to my waist, like Grandpa, who got pants.
I'm okay.
So people feel safe, and then they get yanked out by the rip current.
That is what happens. So they'll be waiting, and they think they're fine, and then before they know it, Nick, you said that dreadful moment in which you put your foot down and you can't touch bottom.
Oh my God, I can't imagine. I would be terrified of the ocean if I couldn't swim.
You survive by the skin of your teeth, only to come out and see Grandpa's butthole.
So Strathmere, apparently, Casey, does have lifeguards, but no beach tags.
Okay.
Let me go to Bernadette, who's been on hold for a while. Hi, Bernadette, you're on the air. Morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, what's happening, Bernadette?
So I grew up going to Wildwood. That's just like where my parents would always go when they were younger too. And my mom actually, she cannot swim, and she is 60 years old. She still cannot swim. So she enrolled me and my brother in swim classes because she was like, you're not going to end up like me. You're going to learn.
Right.
So even though we were good swimmers, we were out boogie boarding, and we didn't realize the currents were getting really strong as the day went on. And I turned around to find my brother was so far away from me. And then I was trying to save him myself, but I just couldn't. It was like way too strong. I didn't realize it. So, sorry. What happened after that was I was flagging down my lifeguards that I could see. Someone came running out, and I came back to shore because my mom was worried that I was going to be next.
Yep.
And when they finally dragged my brother out, it was my cousin that had saved him.
Oh wow.
Oh, so okay, so you lost a little part of what you were saying. So your brother sort of got sucked out into the surf.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. 1 minute he was right behind me. The next minute I turn around and I can see him bobbing.
Wow.
And he still had his boogie board on, and I'm yelling to him to throw me that, like, the little rope you put on your ankle.
Yeah.
So he threw it to me, and I was trying to paddle like as hard as I could and drag him out, but I couldn't get it. So I threw the thing back to him, and I started like freaking out in the ocean, trying to get someone's attention.
So Bernadette, to that point, and talking about, so you could swim, your brother could swim, right? So you were not inexperienced in the water, but when panic sets in, that all goes out the window.
Yeah, so my friend, she's actually a Marine, and she said that the worst thing that you could possibly do if something like that happens is start panicking.
Yep.
Because then you're just taking on water, you can't concentrate, you can't think. So she said that one of the best things to try and at least do is to float.
Yes.
Because it takes less energy,
Yep.
and you're not, taking on any water in your lungs or anything like that. And, it was so crazy because my cousin, she actually was a lifeguard and a surfer down in North Carolina. So we had no idea she was even back in the state.
It's like a superhero.
And I was like, it was meant to be. Yeah.
Wow. I've always heard that when
we
you get
talk about that.
you get nervous and you panic, think of the ocean in its underwear.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That'll calm you down.
Yeah, that'll calm you down.
Yeah. Wow. This is just a wild story, man. Just out of nowhere, Malcolm Jamal Warner, he was out, and I'm curious as to it's standard human nature. We want to know what happened,
Sure,
and how,
especially when you're that young,
and how many people were with him. Was anybody keeping an eye on him? Was there was somebody else that was taken to the emergency room as well too? But man, oh man, if there's anything, this is a cautionary tale that if you're headed out there, just be aware of your surroundings and try not to panic.
And if you're traveling, and you're on a beach that's like a tropical location or out of the way or whatever, be careful.
Yeah.
And ask the locals, what the situation is.
Also, if you have the means and you have young kids or whatever, get them in swim lessons as soon as you possibly can.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's never too early.
All right. Well, thank you guys for the calls. We appreciate it. We do need to take a quick break. We'll come back in a second. Some bizarre file stories, some weird stuff happened over the weekend. We'll tell you about all that. Jug Handle Lynn is stopping by today. We're going to talk to Donna D'Arco, speaking of lifeguards, who's on Baywatch.
We might as well bring that up since we don't understand what she's really promoting.
Yeah, we'll talk to her later on this morning. A few other things to get into and to give away as well. We'll get the details when we get back. Stay there.
Preston and Steve on 93.3.
I can see you thinking, okay, the gorillas are fighting each other, but guerrilla warfare. I love it.
It says my adult sister didn't know that New Mexico was a state. She thought there was Old Mexico and New Mexico, and therefore that it wasn't a state. So let me go to Kenny. Hey, Kenny, good morning.
Gadzooks.
What's up, bud?
So we were driving, and it was a group of us. There was like 6 of us in a car, so it was 3 against 3. And I was team wrong that New England was a state. I was like, of course New England's a state. There's the Patriots. They have their own chowder.
New England state, yes.
Yeah, and it literally came down to, okay, we're going to name all the states. And we're like, and we're at 51. Okay. My bad.
Oh, that's funny.
That's hilarious.
But you can see that, you make assumptions and it happens.
Yeah.
Hang on. Somebody who actually has driven to Alaska from Philadelphia. We're going to Sierra. Hi, Sierra. Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, good. What's up, Sierra?
So back in 2010 or 11, I guess it was, my now husband and I, we actually drove to Alaska. We were going to move there for about a year.
Wow.
We drove there from Philly, and everyone that we talked to, we were in college at the time at Temple, and all of our friends were like, that's funny. Like, you can't do that.
Temple too, Kathy, not just Westchester.
You don't feel so bad.
All college-educated people had no idea. No, I don't remember anybody that thought we could actually do it.
Sierra, how long did that take?
7 days. We drove in the wintertime, and so we had to stop at night because everything would shut down, like gas stations and everything, because the roads we took were mostly used by 18-wheelers.
Yeah.
Because no one's driving up there. And so because the roads would ice over, it was really dangerous. So we kind of had to like plan our stops every night.
No, that's amazing. I mean, yeah, you're in areas that, and with it, as you said, are only used by interstate and inter-country truckers. So,
yeah, it's actually called the Alaskan Highway.
Yeah, wow. That's pretty
like
wild.
the only major road that runs
What did you
through
drive?
a lot of parts.
Were you in a car or did you drive an RV or something?
An F-150.
Okay.
There you go.
A blue truck.
You had the right vehicle. Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Yeah.
And how come you guys ended up not moving there?
Because of us.
It was just, we just decided to take like a year off of school from college, and just go up there and snowboard and hang out. And then we came back to college again.
You got your fill. All right.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank
You're
you.
back.
Appreciate it, Sierra. So somebody who's actually done it, Kathy.
And see, there were a lot of people that didn't know.
A whole bunch of them at Temple, apparently.
I'm going to go to Nick. Hi, Nick. You're on the air. Good morning.
Yo, guys, put a bomb in a possum and feed it to a shark.
Yep. Right. That's the solution. Yeah. What's up, man?
All right. So I went to O'Hara, Casey's alma mater. Thank you, Go Delco. And senior year theology class, we had to do a project on different things, and this one girl picked euthanasia, which we were learning about, what you guys were just talking about, was the mass killing of people.
Right, right.
She literally did her senior theology project on youth in Asia and stood up in the middle of the class and went 10 minutes into her presentation about it. Everybody's laughing and like snickering. And the priest, it was Father Urian, finally goes over to her and goes, you can sit down now, hon.
Oh, no.
That's mortifying. People, like, their jaw was on the ground. She's talking about how children are not being fed in Asia and everything, and we're just all looking at her like
she was
not even close. Like, you're not even in the right ballpark.
Oh, no. That would have been me.
Yeah.
Had you seen the word, though, had you seen the word euthanasia?
No, actually, it wouldn't have been me. I actually thought euthanasia was a country.
Yeah, that would have been your geography class.
Yeah, it would have been my geography.
What's the capital?
Yeah. Wow. All right. Thank you, Nick. Oh, I feel horrible for people when that happens to you.
way
You
into it.
you realize how dumb that really was. Kath, when did you feel stupid, or but probably not because you were in company with other people who did?
I actually laughed so hard. I mean, now, of course, now that I'm telling the entire area, I'm sure plenty of people make me feel stupid. But no, at first I laughed. I was like, oh my, and I went like this, Preston, look. I took my hands and I just went like this, like mind blown.
Wow. Here's a text that says, hey guys, my wife is incredibly intelligent, but one time a few years ago, she said in response to something, frogs don't have blood. And I was like, what? He said she thought that they were, like bugs or something, just a sack of goo. And I still tease her about it because I never win arguments. So that's from Mitch.
Frogs don't have blood.
For whatever reason, she had believed that. Wow.
I think it's very easy with the amount of information you're asked to process throughout life that something will elude you, as you were saying, Nick. Something will get by you.
Here, this text also says they thought that Texas was the biggest state because in those maps, sometimes Alaska is scaled down on the map,
true.
and you don't see that compared. It would take up too much space and take away from the, the contiguous United States. Contiguous.
So when,
damn it, I'll never get it right.
When they show it represented, and there are certain maps that will accommodate for the curve of the Earth, and they will show, they will show it in relative proper size.
Yeah, you want to get the real size look at a globe because Greenland is not nearly as big as it looks like on the maps. Greenland is it's a big island, but it's not as big as it looks on a normal map. So
it looks like a massive continent.
Yeah, if you look at a globe, you'll get the actual size. If you look at a map, you're going to get a distorted size.
Let me go to. Hang on a second.
You can't drive to Greenland, Kathy.
Let me.
Well, I know now because I was looking at maps all weekend.
We go to Joe next. Hi, Joe. You're on the air. Good morning. What's up, Joe?
Hey, guys. Hey, so my story is this. It was back in the early 90s. I was home from Westchester University, Cap.
All right, yes, go Rams.
Old Rams in the house. And we were all sitting out on the front porch, my family and I, and my sisters were out there with my parents. And my parents had just came back from Canada with from a trip with my younger sisters. So we're all sitting out there on the porch, and my one older sister says to my parents, hey, so how was Canada? They said, it was great. And she said, well, how was the weather? And they said, you know, it was hot. And my sister said, really? Wow. The other older sister chimes in and says, of course it was hot. Everybody knows heat rises.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. No lie.
It's like the second story of a house.
Yeah, Canada's above the United States. I'm sure heat rises.
Yeah, he just goes up that way. Oh, my God. That's so funny. And did you guys laugh, get a kick out of that, or what?
We laughed our behinds off, but we've gotten used to my sister saying like crazy outlandish things. Like she had told my one younger sister, "Don't stand next to the microwave; you're going to get radiated."
Right.
Well, that used to be a lot of people had that concern in the early days. Yeah. In fact, there is. Go ahead.
But then you know, with radon being prevalent, she would tell the one younger sister, "Don't go in the basement; you're going to get radon." The younger sister, being so young, thought there was a guy, must have looked like the Michelin Man, who lived in the basement, like Radon Man.
Radon. Oh, that's funny.
Ray Donovan lives in our basement.
I love it.
He was always making up crazy things.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. What is this one, Nick?
It's just like a mispronunciation, but it's sort of like O-range or
okay.
C of E, you know?
This one, yeah. This one time, me and my friends picked up a pizza, and on the top it said Italian. And I looked at it and I said, "What is Italian?" And my buddy goes, "That's Italian, you idiot."
That is orange or fragile.
Yeah. I did the same thing. My buddy was writing down in high school, and I was like, "What is Alabama?" And he was writing down Alabama.
Alabama.
Because that's where he wanted to go to college and play football. I was like, what is Alabama?
I have Chris. Hi, Chris. Good morning.
Listen, a-holes, I don't always use ranch dressing.
Well done.
Good.
One of my favorite moments. What's up, Chris?
Hey, how you doing? So, if you don't mind, maybe we could play the yes or no game here on my stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do we know why Pounders are called Pounders, the beer?
No.
Yes, I do.
Assume. I know.
Pound them.
Yeah. No, because of the.
It's a pound.
It's a pound. Yeah.
It's 16 ounces of liquid.
I'm 39 years old, and I just realized that last week.
Why'd you think they called them pounders?
Because you can pound them.
Because you can pound them. There you go. Now there's 16-ounce beers.
Now, I wonder
love
if
thanks, Chris.
Is there some sort of lineage between the fact that pounding, we call it pounding a beer because of a pounder?
Oh, like the term pounding came from
that.
the fact that it was a pounder? I don't know.
Yeah.
Got to pound that down, man.
I didn't know. So, I mean, there was a point in my life where I thought like all rivers ran north and south and that, you know, but there's also, speaking north and the south, I thought when you flew to China, that you just kind of flew east and west. And because my buddy Vince, he goes there for business.
I was
quite a
assuming
bit.
that too.
Yeah. I was like,
I didn't
you
think
just
about
go
going over the top
all the way around. So I'm thinking, like, well, is it faster to go east or is it faster to go west? And he's like, no, you go over. I was like, oh, you can go. I didn't know you could fly over. You can fly north over into.
Yeah, the map can be a strange thing because when we have, and we've flown to Europe together before, and the next thing you know, you're getting close to Greenland, and we're like, are we going like way north to get there? And if you look at the map, no, that's the path you take.
Right,
pretty much,
yeah.
you know, and so things on a map versus a globe look a little bit different, and that's why you can be thrown off a little bit. By maps that you've seen.
They were pointing that out. I was watching this special about the Titanic sinking and you know, the perception of where things were. And the fact was the Titanic was going along a route that was, at that time, was highly trafficked. It was basically like two opposing lanes one going one direction, the other going with maybe a 50-mile spread. So that was the way they were going through. But when you saw it depicted and where the ships were placed on the map, it seemed, that was spread out incredibly far, but it wasn't.
Nick just pulled up a flat map of the world, and Greenland looks gigantic, Nick.
Right. And it's called the Mercator projection. I couldn't remember the term earlier, but there was...
the same issue as you today with speaking. I don't know why, but I am.
Well, it is Monday.
Sort of.
Yeah, sort of.
By the way, let's just do the Bizarre File. All right, let's do that right now.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Neumann University. The Preston and Steve Show YouTube live stream is powered by Neumann University. The next preview day is August 8th. You can learn about Neumann's academic program offerings, campus life, and professional internships. Register at Neumann.edu. A Halifax woman wants to see standards set for how landlords clean up apartments after someone dies in them, after she said she was forced from hers by the undetected death of an upstairs neighbor. Now, Brittany Miller says that she started to notice a smell in her apartment on June 30th. A few days later, police were there and told her the tenant upstairs had died. She had last seen him, June 24th, and suspects that he died around June 26th. His body was removed on July 4th. Now, she said the police officer arrived in the day, came in and told her that the smell could get worse and that she should be on the lookout for seepage into her apartment ceiling from the unit above.
They didn't clean it up well enough if there's dead body seepage.
She said, everybody was telling me to leave because it was toxic air and they didn't know if he had any diseases, but I had 2 cats and that was my home and I needed to watch for seepage. I needed to be there.
Dear our most valued renter, be prepared to have dead body seepage coming through your ceiling. Thank you so much.
She claims the cleanup process for the apartment was not done properly or promptly, and the result was maggots raining down into her light fixtures and apartment.
Hallelujah, it's raining maggots.
She said she asked her landlord to have a biohazard team clean the apartment, but July 8th, someone she thinks was an unlicensed contractor was brought in instead and started tossing items, including some that she believes contain bodily fluids from the 3rd floor balcony to the parking lot. After that, she said the contractor poured bleach over the floor in the upstairs unit and then went out for coffee. She said, while he was gone, I started noticing the maggots. When he came back, she told him about the maggots, but he left and left a rental trailer full of items from the apartment sitting in the parking lot until the next day. The maggots came into the light fixtures, but also were on the counter and in the cupboards and made their way into the apartment below her as well.
Dear God.
She said there were little pinholes in the top of my kitchen cupboards, and the maggots were dropping down from there. I had shelves that were covered with maggots. She put bags over the lights that filled up quickly with maggots, but said that the fact that they had also gotten downstairs seemed to indicate that they were traveling through the walls.
Yeah, I'm going to have to charge you for the maggots.
The bag around one light fixture below the dead man's bed filled with the larva quickly and started spilling over. She said, I had to close the door and put painter tape around it because I couldn't put another bag over the light. I wasn't putting my face up there, especially when I knew that they were feeding on my dead neighbor who I was friends with.
Oh, man.
That will bring you down. That'll just ruin your day.
Since then, she said that she hasn't been able to sleep, eat, or be near meat. She moved out and
because the maggots.
Yeah, and couch surfed for a week before finding a new apartment, but says that she shouldn't have had to leave her home for 7 years. She was also written to her local council for help. Miller is a tenancy board hearing scheduled for August 22nd, where she's applying for costs associated with trying to clean up her apartment and things left behind, like food and furniture, because they were exposed to the maggots and absorbed the smell as well.
When you have light bulbs filling up with maggots,
yeah,
I mean, come on.
The company that has her tenant insurance policy denied her claim because the cause wasn't in her apartment and the neighbor may not have had any coverage.
I love this place so much, though.
Miller said there need to be standards and requirements on cleaning apartments after someone dies and isn't discovered for some time. So she's working on that.
Wow. It's as bad as it gets.
A 37-year-old woman in China is now in the find out phase of her skincare routine. The woman says she has never fully washed off her makeup in 22 years.
Whoa.
And now her face is paying the price. Known online only as Gao, she said that she started wearing cosmetics at 15 but skipped nightly cleansing because she said, quote, I'll just put it back on tomorrow.
Gao's not actually her name. It's what people say when they see her. Gao!
The shortcut worked until earlier this year when her skin erupted in a severe rash that swelled, turned purple, and itched like tiny ants. She followed up with a bad decision. Instead of seeing a dermatologist, she tried a cosmetic skin booster injection that made things worse. Doctors who reviewed her video warned that failing to cleanse clogged pores, and they suspect more factors like cheap foundations, steroid creams, or repeated injections triggered the extreme reaction. But she hasn't washed her face fully in 22 years.
Anytime we've gone on TV and you wear that makeup, how desperately are you trying to get that makeup off? Yeah, I hate it.
Yep, I agree. All right, in Colorado, a now settled lawsuit alleges a surgeon and anesthesiologist played a music bingo game during a routine eye surgery, which caused them to miss critical signs that their patient was no longer breathing.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
Bart Ryder. Yeah, it's kind of like that, Steve. So Bart Ryder never regained consciousness and died shortly after he was transferred from an operating room inside Insight Surgery Center.
Jeez.
Ryder's widow, Chris Ryder, sued the surgeon, alleging, quote, the distraction of the music bingo game contributed to the operating room staff's failure to monitor Mr. Ryder's vital signs during the procedure. The surgeon, Dr. C. Stark Johnson, blames his longtime colleague and anesthesiologist, Dr. Michael Urban, for decisions that violated proper protocol. The cataract surgery, the second of two scheduled within months of one another, was scheduled to last a little more than 10 minutes. It was pretty routine.
Yeah, it seems routine.
Unknown to her at the time, it had become routine, according to court documents, for doctors Johnson and Urban to listen to music during the surgeries. The bingo game involves Drs. Urban and Johnson playing mostly 70s and 80s music and attempting to tie the bands involved to B-I-N-G-N-O. So as an example, the group Bee Gees, if they were to sing a song, that would be the letter B. And Urban said this during a deposition.
Can I go next?
Sure.
Indigo Girls.
Yes, very good.
All right.
Yes.
9 Inch Nails.
You got it.
All right.
Anybody got a G?
Goo Goo Dolls.
Goo Goo Dolls.
And an O.
Oasis.
Offspring.
Offspring.
Yeah.
Well done.
We won, and now the patient's dead.
That's a bingo.
That's a bingo.
So
That's a bingo.
the problem, listen, here's where it came in. So the problem, at least during the Ryder surgery, the audible alarms had been turned down or off on the machine.
You can't hear the music.
And allowed for that to happen. But that was it, Steve. They wanted to hear the songs.
Dear God.
So the guy turned down the alerts and alarms on the monitoring equipment.
So the only time I ever had something comparable to this was during a colonoscopy when the medical staff played Twister.
Yeah. But I mean, no, listen, I have a friend who's a surgeon, and they regularly, music is a part of the day and choosing a playlist and talking about the songs while you're doing your procedure as well.
The movie The Doctor. There was they constantly they select the music that they're going to play.
And in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Or he's talking about Chuck Mangione. So, it's fairly common. But these guys, you might want to keep the equipment turned on that's monitoring whether your patient is alive or dead.
Beeping is annoying.
Yeah. All right, and there you go. That's what I have in the bizarre file for you. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Don't forget, stupid question. Well, not stupid question, the lesson learned question. We're going to give away tickets to see Beetlejuice coming up Tuesday. That is at the Academy of Music stage, so we'll have your chance to win that. And our friends from the Jug Handle Inn have just arrived. I have for the first time ever a chicken cheesesteak egg roll.
Oh.
Normally have, you sounded like that's a bingo.
Because I'm actually a chicken cheesesteak fan.
Yeah.
That's a bingo.
We'll give away $50 gift cards in just a moment. So if you're good, maybe you'll win. Stay there. We'll be back in a moment. Stay right.
Stretch like that is because of in order to draw them flat so that you can see them in a rectangle.
Yep.
You have to stretch them up in the north and the south. But yeah, Greenland's not nearly that big. Antarctica's not nearly that big as well.
Wow.
Here's a funny text that came in, Preston. I want to find it.
The Arcada Projection was Rick Astley's first band, right?
I did not know that.
Yes.
Wow. Let's see here. Somebody texted in and said, I thought that it was Roman Cokes, not rum and Cokes.
Roman Cokes.
Get a couple Roman Cokes over here, please. Oh, that's so funny.
We have some Greek Cokes.
Yeah, roll out of the Roman. Sorry. Let's go to Colin. Hey, Colin, good morning.
Hey, Gadzooks, guys.
Gadzooks, buddy. What's up?
Hey, so my sister-in-law, who just graduated from college, we were all hanging out like a year or two ago, and we were just talking about traveling, and she was going on and about how she had been to another country before, and all of us were like, oh, that's news to us. Where you been? She's like, well, we went to that wedding. Remember Steph's wedding? And we're like, yeah, that was in Colorado. She's like, yeah, the country of Denver. And
Are
you kidding me?
That's a lie.
I swear. And so she was probably like 12 or 13 at the time of the wedding, but she thought because she got on a plane to go there.
Oh, okay. So this had lived in her memory as a child, and yet, even though she goes on to graduate college, for some reason, she never really... that's hard to believe.
There's some other issues at work here.
But wow.
Was there any head trauma involved at any point?
Did she fall too?
It's funny you say that, but that's a totally separate story.
Okay. All right.
She dissociated Denver.
That's
from the
wow. That's
reality of
tough,
Denver,
man.
Colorado.
That's funny. All right. Thanks,
I find
Colin.
it hard that somebody wouldn't set you right on that.
All right. This one I like. All right. So, and they... I have to spell this. They said they thought that prog rock, P-R-O-G, rock, was prog rock, P-R-A-G-U-E, and all the bands were from Prague. It says that I'm 32 and I have 2 master's degrees.
All these bands, great bands coming out of Prague.
These bands out of Prague, they all like really long songs.
It's like the Mersey beat.
That are very, meticulous and difficult and have odd time signatures. That's so weird that just in Prague.
I love this Czech music.
Yeah. Thank God. Let's see. How about Joe? Good morning, Joe. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up,
guys?
buddy?
So I'm an RN at emergency department, and one of the guys I work with, he's about ready to graduate nursing school. So we were talking about some of the old shows we saw. Sonny and Cher came up, and he never heard of them. I says, "You never heard of Cher? Musician. She was in movies." So he looks up Cher, and he says, "Oh yeah, she was in this movie Burlesque." Burlesque? You mean burlesque?
Burlesque.
So his new name now is Burlesque. Every time he walks by, hey, Burlesque!
Man,
He'll
Joe.
never live it down. He'll never live it down.
That's great.
Sure,
Thank you, Joe.
It's one of my favorite movies, by the way.
Burlesque. And then, when you make a statement like that and you realize you're wrong, and it's like, oh, no.
And why did I say that out loud?
There was, Steve, I think it was Wink Martindale talking about getting a word wrong, and he was on, I think it was Tic Tac Toe. He was the host of that show.
Right.
And one of the clues, the answer was orangutan.
Yes.
But he had never seen the word written down before. And the person answered orangutan, and he goes, "No, it's orangutan."
No kidding.
Or something like that. And he said, I felt like the biggest moron in the world, but he had never seen the word orangutan.
It's because I still will say by default orangutan.
Yeah, with
even
the
though
G
it's
on the end, me
orangutan.
too.
Yeah, and it's not. It's orangutan.
Yep.
And then you got to pretend like you were just joking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, Kathy, that's not as you're in company. You have people along with you.
Few out there.
Yeah. There's apparently an entire class of Temple that believes it as well.
5 points Delco.
Let me go to.
There was
hang
that
on.
other story, Casey. Watch yourself.
I'll go to Sam. Hi, Sam. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, what's up, Sam?
So I have 2 things. First thing is I just found out recently, by the way, I'm 24 years old. I just found out recently that there's a Virginia and a West Virginia.
Understandable, though. You think they'd just be referring that they were actually separate, but
that you're in Western Virginia right now. And
right.
Yeah, is that what you thought? It was one state, but there was a western part of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No.
So, and I mean, I think it's understandable.
Absolutely. I'm going to give you that one, Sam.
It's understandable.
The other thing is that my friend thought that, she's also 24, she thought that buffalo chicken, your buffalo chicken dip, stuff like that, that it came from a spicy chicken.
Rather than because the old one is that it came from a buffalo.
Right,
we
yeah.
learned that from
No.
Jessica Simpson, but they actually raise spicy chickens.
Yep, that this was somehow.
They feed them jalapenos, habaneros,
all that
stuff like that,
And then when they die, they're just the tastiest, spiciest.
Oh my god. Yep.
Though that's so. What's
great.
worse that the people that was Jessica Simpson thought it was a buffalo, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was chicken of the sea.
Well, both of them.
Yeah,
both of those
shit,
things.
both
Yeah,
of
yeah.
those?
So,
Oh.
or I think so. But yeah, the chicken of the sea, she didn't know it was tuna.
Sea chicken. Yeah.
So yeah. Oh my God. These little brain fart moments, man.
But remember when
They're the
you
best.
jump on someone, remember that there's just something waiting in your mind that may not have been exposed yet.
You just wish that you have these revelations while you're by yourself.
Right.
Oh my God, yes.
Yes.
And then who do you admit that to if you do?
Then you
know?
can sort of, oh my God, do you know that I used to think that?
Well, have you ever had? I've had it where you'll be reading and you dodge a bullet because you're reading something. You go, oh my God,
right?
I've been way off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, most definitely. Wow. All right. Well, wallow in that for a little while this morning.
like
And
that.
thank you.
Marissa posted a poll, and she put it as an anonymous poll. Did you know you could drive from Philadelphia to Alaska?
So far, 83% knew yes,
yeah,
you could.
They sure
That
did.
was-
Come on, people. If you didn't know, just let me see.
Fess up.
Help me out.
Help a gal out.
16.9% didn't, and
Yeah.
know now.
Yeah.
I'm not alone.
All right. Well, listen, let's take a break and come back in a second and dive into some bizarre file stories will make you feel better. Definitely. We'll do that in a bit. Don't forget, Coolest Teacher. We started that today. Burlington County Institute of Technology. You guys are the first ones up. First time that name has ever been called, by the way, I've been told. So text the word teacher to 39333. We'll send you the voting link. You let us know who deserves the honor. We'll be back in a little bit. I wanted to go back to the story that Kathy had in the news, and it was a woman, a local gal who has gone viral because her grandmother.
Yep. So her grandmother was from Conshohocken, and her grandfather was from Ambler. They met and they got married. I forget what year they were married. 1952 they were married. And they went from Philadelphia to New York City for their honeymoon. And the grandmother took all of the outfits. From 93.3 WMMR.
Thank you, Kathy. Steve, you want to share some info?
Yes, I do. After a couple years, the Mutiny on the Mashalou is back. It's my wife's signature charity event for Max Fund, which benefits TNR programs and helps get homeless cats and medical treatment, provides a centralized fund that pet charities can call from anyway. It's been a couple years, so it's back on the Mashalou. It's sponsored by Rafferty Subaru. Parking will be free. They're giving a special dispensation that evening. The wonderful people down there are taking care of the parking. So let me tell you what you get for your ticket price of $40. It's pretty amazing. You get great food tastings from Algorithm Restaurant, Zaz Ice Cream, Tuck-Ins, Nothing Bun Cakes, Rosie's Kettle Corn, Insomnia Cookies, Finger Food for the Mashalou, and more. Drink tastings from Yard's Brewery, Chadsford Winery, Clear Rum, Stateside Vodka, and more. And the cool part is, I don't know if you know, if you haven't been to one before, there are wandering entertainers while all this is going on. And that DJ Perry's providing the music. Bad Entertainment will provide jugglers, giant bubble blowing guys. Mike Palladino is a magician. Strongman Todd Jones, tarot card readers, Reagan Tilton and Jacqueline, let me get her name correct here, Baker. Bryn the Contortionist is going to be the Pirateers, Kittens to Pet. It's a big thing. That $40 is going to go to the charity. Everyone is donating their wonderful services and food gratis. So it's a win-win for all the animals in the tri-state area.
It's only $40.
That's pretty damn good.
Hell yeah.
And everyone's very generous about it. You can go to maxfun.com to order your tickets. It's June 8th. Thursday, it's from 6 to 9, so it's before your weekend plans. I'm going to be there, and there's going to be a lot of people hanging out there. We'd love to see you. Have a good time.
I'll be there.
Oh, awesome. And so I'll be hitting it. It's just great to be up on the deck of the Mashalou. Love that place. And again, the fact that you do not have to pay for the parking in that lot right there makes it super convenient. So we'd love to see you out at the event. And
I have to believe this is all at PrestonandSteve.com.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay.
And we're adding stuff. So it actually, as people find out about it, very generous food providers and other people and entertainers are approaching me and like, yeah, let's make the party even bigger. So, and my wife Claire is doing a great job putting everything together. So it's awesome. But thank you, Preston. I just wanted to get it out.
Please.
We're excited about it.
PrestonandSteve.com to get the info. Another thing I want to mention, just a reminder, this weekend, the movie The Machine opens up.
Yes.
And we want you, if you love Bert Kreischer and love our relationship with Bert, go see the movie.
Yeah, go see it.
Support it. And it looks hilarious.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic.
If it gets a good, strong first week, that's all you need. That weekend, Memorial Day weekend, it'll be fantastic.
I'm going to hit that a few times this week just to remind people. There's a great picture of him and Kevin Smith together. Did he come by for an interview with a podcast or something?
He was on Kevin's podcast. Yeah, I watched some of it yesterday. I think they ended up talking. This might surprise you for
93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you very much, Kathy. An event took place over the weekend that Casey gears up for quite a bit. And it is, of course, the Bend to the Shore bike tour. And it was a hot day on Sunday, man.
I didn't feel it, man.
Really?
Yeah. We got really, really lucky with decent weather, and by decent I mean like it was we had cloud coverage almost the whole morning.
Okay.
There was a stretch of the ride where the sun kind of peeked out in between a couple of clouds.
That's when it can become lethal.
Yeah, but having that essentially an umbrella of clouds made the difference, and so it was a great morning of riding. Yeah,
nice.
But everything actually all kicked off on Saturday. My cousin came pick me up. He's in Wildwood as well, and so what we do generally is we drive up to Atlantic City. We like to park our car right by the Showboat, which is where the ride ends, and then we'll ride to the train station, take the train into the city, spend Saturday night in the city, and then Sunday we ride.
Right.
So
it's a big undertaking.
It is a big undertaking, and so we were trying to catch the 1:37 train out of Atlantic City, and we get to just outside of Stone Harbor, and my cousin's wife calls and says, "Hey, there's a backpack on the counter. Do you need that backpack?" And he looks in the rearview mirror. He's like, "Wait." And then he's like, "What's in the backpack?" I'm like, "Dude, get off of this exit right now." Because if you go past this exit, that's just so much further. I'm like, don't even worry about what's in the backpack. Hey, just the way you reacted, I know that it's your backpack. And it was.
Yeah.
It was everything that he needed for the ride, minus his bike, which was
hard
attached to the
pills.
car. Right? So listen, so we had to double back. We met in North Wildwood, got the backpack, but that really left us like, we're not going to make this train. So the train left at 1:37. We were going to park at the Showboat. So now it's like, well, now we have to park at the train station. We pull into the train station. We get to the parking lot 10 minutes before the train's about, and we need to unpack the car. We have all of our backpacks, all of our bike gear, the bike rack had to go back into the car. And so we go to pull into, we find the first spot. My cousin's like, he's like, "I can't park in here." I'm like, "I can do it." I'm like, "Just stop the car right now. All right, let's get everything off." And then I'm like, I will park this thing. And so we get everything off of the car. We get everything into the car that needs to get in there. I parked the car like a boss, by the way, like an absolute boss. And then we got into the train. The train left at 1:37. We got into the train at 1:35. Oh, Jesus. Dude,
that's a near miracle, man.
Near miracle.
Yeah.
But
wow.
We get into the city. We get to our hotel, and we had met a couple of friends, these people that we met in the Grand Canyon, and they ended up riding for us. So Craig,
Bobby and Cindy
were there, but Craig, Christina, and Rachel and Lisa, they all met us they're from Connecticut. They have no ties to the city. They rode in the ride, but we all went out to dinner. We went to Ristorante Pesto on Saturday night.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah.
Nick, they made your meatballs for you for your birthday.
Apparently, there's some notion that they might end up on the menu. They've gotten permission from my mom, from me. Sorry to interrupt, Casey. I know you're in the middle of the story, but the dad involved in the restaurant told Gianna that he's against it. So
maybe it's meatballs in general, right?
Yeah, but it's meatballs in general.
Especially my mom's meatballs ending up on their menu. So we'll see. Maybe there's a popular groundswell and enough Preston and Steve listeners come in and say, we want the meatballs on the menu. It'll happen.
A papal intervention?
Yeah, perhaps.
At least, make it an appetizer. You don't have to make it spaghetti and meatball entree.
I like it's kind of cool, though, they're so staunchly that he is so old world and opposed to the meatballs. But you get with the times. All the kids are loving the meatballs.
But I got there and I met Gianna's mom. You know, we know Gianna, and she is the best. And then I meet, dude, her mom's name is Conchetta. Like,
there you go.
What a great name is that, right? So she greets us. We go upstairs and just ate so much freaking food. So it was unbelievable.
Prior to a big bike race, you got to take in 20 to 30,000 calories.
Something
right?
along those lines, and you want to load up on the carbs, right?
Yeah.
But no, honestly, like the night before the ride every year, we always get Italian food.
Yeah.
And so we all ordered our appetizers, and then they brought out appetizers. They brought this pear salad that was amazing. So I don't normally do this, and I know Marissa likes this sort of stuff, but so I ordered an appetizer, my buddy Evan ordered an appetizer, and we were going to share. Next thing I know, we just did round table appetizers. So like we all ate everybody's appetizers. We ate so much food. We did the same thing with desserts. This is something that they do all the time, where everybody at the table orders a dessert, and then everybody eats. So you want something, everybody orders something different.
So I assume they're giving you the full family treatment, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, we ordered what we ordered, and then, G would come out and say, oh, this, you got to try this one. This one's on the house or whatever. But so anyway, ate so much food. I couldn't believe how much we actually consumed. So we get up for the ride on Sunday morning. Mm-hmm. I felt like $1 million, dude. I was so fueled up and ready to go. I was really concerned about the ride, but you got up. Temperature conditions were great. I was fueled perfectly for the event.
Double back for a second.
Yeah.
Does anybody ahead of time, because when guys, your crew gets together, they're going to be doing something the next day.
Yeah.
Usually throw a few drinks back the night before. Was anybody drinking?
Drinks were had.
Huh.
Yeah, some tequila.
And everybody woke up feeling great?
And everybody woke up feeling great.
Well, you had enough food in your gut to absorb the booze, right?
Yeah.
Those carrots over there, man.
Oh, my God.
How were your bowel movements?
Dude, they brought out, we had two huge, my BMs were good.
Good.
Sunday morning, not that great, but when I got done the ride.
Excellent.
Did I make a deposit?
Well, because you've been drawing the whole ass.
So I cannot believe how many carrots we ate. Like 2 full plates of carrots.
Your vision must have been phenomenal.
Dude, I could see for miles and miles.
By the way, next year, make sure you, from the Jug Handle Inn, you get the buffalo balls.
Yeah.
And have those. I've never had buffalo balls.
Really?
Yeah. I'm curious if they, do they cut them off of the buffalo while they're,
No.
have to be.
They're still attached.
Oh, they're still attached.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, the purists will eat it right off the buffalo.
Right.
But I'm telling you, ride-wise, so I finished 4 minutes slower than I did the previous year, which I'm pretty happy with, right? So I finished in 3 hours and 38 minutes, which is about 17.6 miles per hour I average.
Wow.
I ended up, so of the 65 miles, I rode by myself a lot.
Really?
I ended up,
Was that good? Did you get sort of contemplative and sort of Zen-like?
You should hear it, because I ended up doing an Instagram Live, and I watched a lot of it. I did an Instagram Live for 20 miles. I did it from mile marker 35 to about 54. And I was just, I don't even know who was watching. I think maybe like 9 people were watching.
How long was that?
It was about an hour and change.
Damn.
I know.
Did you have a rig on your handlebars?
Yeah, so I got a little cradle
or did you have a dwarf sitting in the basket?
No. I have a little cradle that my phone sits in, and I just started talking. But like I was singing church hymns. Just like when you ride and you get into And I was saying, I'm like, for some reason, when I started riding today, City of God was playing over and over in my head. So then I just started singing City of God and Taste and See. And like,
that was the carrots talking.
That was definitely the carrots talking. No, but it was a really, really great ride.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and my buddy Mark almost got hit by a car at one point, and he tried to blame it on the car. I was like, you ran a stop sign, bro. Like, the car was just driving. He's like, yeah, but he was driving fast. And I'm like, you blew a stop sign. It was your fault.
Yeah. Listen, my thing is if you're taking your car on your bike on regular roads, it's my understanding they are to adhere to the rules of the road. You would have to stop at a stop sign.
Yeah, and unfortunately, really what had happened was
unless it's a funeral.
No, the car that was coming from the left was in a blind spot. There was like hedges and stuff like that, and he was trying to cut the corner fast, but I was on the inside, so he was on the outside. But regardless, I want to thank all the police and first responders from the Families Behind the Badge Children's Foundation. Like, they, for the most part, from the Ben Franklin Bridge to Atlantic City, have all of these intersections quartered off so you can go through.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the logistics that go into putting an event together like that is just insane. I'm glad that I'm not part of the logistics there because it is a lot. When you get 2,000 bike riders going, spanning across the state of New Jersey,
right?
It is a lot, and you have 4 rest stations and the post party. Like, there's a lot going on.
And your follow vehicles, right?
Yeah, follow vehicles, all the chase vehicles. And by the way, Brandon Graham did the ride again.
He's the man.
I saw him at the finish line.
Oh, cool.
He's the best. He's just, and so he was taking pictures with everybody. But man, it was a very, very positive, fun event. And I just want to thank Mark O'Connor. I want to thank Jack Costello, Amanda Wozniak, everybody that they work all year long to put this event together, and it was just awesome.
Such a good charity too.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
What Jenna Brazing? What was the total on this?
So
Do we know yet?
So me personally, I'm at $4,700. I had a $5,000 goal, which is good, and our team is at just over $37,000
Nice.
raised. Yeah, really, really good stuff. And I think the rides goal was $1.5 million. I got to see where we're at with that, but yeah. Really, really good stuff. Another solid showing.
You definitely throw it all into it every year. It's very cool that you do that, Casey.
Is that your best time?
No, last year was my best time.
Okay.
Last year was 3 hours and 34 minutes. I'm like, okay, 4 minutes slower, a year older. So next year I'm
you going for a record?
Yeah, next year I want to do it in
Can you do it in an hour?
I want to do it in less than 3.5 hours.
Wait, what was your time this year?
3:38.
That's your best record since you've been in your 50s.
Yes. No, you're right.
Yeah,
You're
you set a new
absolutely
record.
right.
New decade, new record.
But I'm not like racing against anybody. And then
You're
I was
racing
like,
against the devil.
I'm kind of racing against myself, essentially. Like, okay, 50-year-old me did it in 3:38.
Yeah.
Let's see if 51-year-old me can do it in 3:30.
By the way, 49-year-old you wasn't Instagramming live for an hour.
No.
So you were
That was fun,
You
though.
were a content creator while riding your bicycle.
I'm gonna sidetrack for a moment. We can come back to this, but you said the devil, and it made me think of something I saw this weekend. I was Rochelle's cousin was in from Sweden, and apparently he loves beef jerky because they don't have beef jerky in Sweden.
Classic Swede.
So we went by the beef jerky store in Cape May.
yeah.
And we're in the spicy section, and they had something sitting there, Steve. It was called the Devil's Toe.
What?
And it's like a lollipop or something that is supposed to be insanely, like ridiculously
Really?
super hot. But that name, it was Satan's Toe. Yeah.
So is it?
Oh, the toe of Satan. That's
There it
it.
So is it? Oh, we're looking.
I
at
don't
it.
know. I
Is
just
it
saw
gnarly
it,
and knotted,
and
or is
the
it?
name cracked me up.
Wow,
And
the toe of Satan.
Yeah, the toe of Satan. I don't think it's beef jerky. I think it looked like a lollipop or something that you would, or a spicy candy of some type.
Oh, okay. So it's candy.
Yeah, that would kill me.
So anyhow, I'm sorry. I got distracted by the devil.
Obviously. Sucking on any part of the devil is going to be problematic.
The world's hottest lollipop is what it bills itself as.
Okay.
How is that at all fun?
No, that's
Yeah,
not
because
fun.
you're just sucking on hot.
Yeah.
that's
Right?
Well, now you know what Mrs. Devil goes
Who
through.
wants to suck on hot?
Anybody want to suck on some hot?
Yeah.
No.
That's how he propositions her for the night.
Yeah.
Hold on, Nick just found something else. There's a product, and I can't say it. It's called AW, and then the second word is SHIT, seasoning.
Oh, shoot.
Look at the name of this hot sauce over here, Preston.
No.
Yeah.
Is it see you next Tuesday?
No, it's a nickname for it's a chicken, but also
male
might be a
chicken.
man's genitalia.
Wow. Well, they can get a little more overt, I guess, in the spice realm.
That's funny. Wow. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, cool, man. Good for you.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah,
did
yeah,
it
yeah,
again.
yeah.
Great job.
Congratulations, Case.
I also no, I have to thank my team captain Sherry Ivers because she keeps the team together. I swear to God, we would not be organized if it wasn't for her. She is the absolute best. So if I don't publicly thank her, then
The wind beneath your wings?
Yeah, she is all of it.
Okay.
Yeah. No
Wow.
doubt. Yeah.
Excellent. Good for you. From other things that took place over the weekend, Steve, you had something occur in your house you found kind of interesting?
Yesterday. Yeah. Mr. Contractor came by the house. You've been hearing me do the commercials, and they were starting that, the breakdown, the demo of our kitchen. And man, they are, first off, they're phenomenal. Again, military operation. Can't say enough about them. But as with these things, they discovered things behind walls and so on and so forth. And so these are kind of like little, we've heard stories about this, for many years. I'm sure you have friends who've had this happen. But they pulled some stuff out from behind this cupboard that we had in the kitchen. And I can show you. It makes you wonder as you take a look at them. I mean, this had to be behind the cupboard, judging by what I see in front of me, since about 1968. So there's like a photo of two.
Oh, my God.
Two people.
It's a Polaroid.
It's a Polaroid.
Photo.
Whoa.
Here, can I see
Yeah.
that?
Sure.
I want to take a closer look at that. Wow.
Two people.
You want to hold it up to the YouTube?
Yeah, I
stream?
will.
Okay, yeah.
Just a second. I want to take a quick glance at them. Yeah, they have like feathered hairstyles.
Yeah.
And
Clothes
the guy's
of the time.
Wearing, I think, what's like a Playboy bunny necklace.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hold this up to the monitor right now if you want to see it in real time. But that's interesting. It looks like somebody had written something on there, but it's all worn off.
By the way, so our house is an 1880 Victorian farm. And the people who owned the house before us were also named Claire and Steve.
Are you serious?
I swear to God.
Do you have any idea who these people are?
I don't. I'd
could
love
be
to
Claire
find
and
out.
Steve.
Maybe it's a long line. Maybe it's like Jack Nicholson in The Shining. You've always lived here, Steve.
I like Steve. It's always fun to me to explore who lived in the house before I
Yeah.
did. And I wonder if it would be possible to track these people down and like get their stories about what it was like for them to live in now your house.
You should. We should post this on social and see if people know who they are.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, we can certainly do that. Marissa has already taken some pictures of it. We did have, we had the original plot of the house. These are things you say, I got to do that. I got to do that. You never do that. But for example, we know that our house, the plot was zoned for a blacksmith. You could have a blacksmith on the premises going back in the original deed and paperwork for the house. So these are little things. This says it's a weight card, as in your body weight. Obtain your surgical requisites from Boots. And it looks like some sort of progress card.
I got to see this.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. But these things are interesting. Keep a check. I guess it's a way to monitor your weight.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's like the original version of the Lose It app.
Right.
Yeah.
Or sweating to the really old.
Yeah.
Surgical requisites. I don't know, and I don't know what Boots is. And there's a little Star of David underneath it where it says weight card, Steve.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So here's a card from Frank's Bicycles, a business card, Ridge Avenue, Philadelphia. Now, there is a bicycle store. I don't know if this is the same one. On the back, it says, here is the card you asked for. Hope it helps. Peg O'Shea.
Huh.
So, again,
I'm
these,
looking up Frank's Bicycles.
Okay, see if it still exists. I found these really fascinating, though, Preston. These are train schedules, the old style train schedules. And on the front, it says, news reported by the All-Pro team, Al McDowell, anchorman, 6 and 11 p.m., WFIL TV 6.
Oh.
Before it was...
Yeah. 6 ABC.
6 ABC.
Huh.
Oh, wow.
So, and I checked on this guy who's the anchor. He became anchorman in 1968.
Wow. Okay, yeah. What was...
This is like, they're so well preserved.
They are. That's what, because they were behind this friggin' cabinet for decades.
What is 6 ABC's call letters now?
PVI.
Yeah,
WPVI. So
yeah.
before that, they were WFIL. Interesting.
He worked with a guy named Raymond Schaefer, the FIL studios, in 1968, Steve. And his co-worker, Raymond Schaefer was the lieutenant governor. And so this is an interview with Al McDowell sitting down with the lieutenant governor back in 1968.
Isn't that wild?
Hey,
yeah.
By the way, there's an ad in this train schedule. It says, Social Security. It's not just for old folks. Ask your Social Security office about payments for your family in case of your death and payments for you and your dependents if you become too disabled to work.
So here's an ad in this one, Preston. It says it's an ad for at the Plymouth Theater. It is George C. Scott and Maureen Stapleton.
Yeah.
In Neil Simon's Plaza Suite. You have that in that one?
I have it
as well?
right here, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mike Nichols Plymouth Theater. Oh, that's in New York.
Oh, okay. And
Because there's also an ad for Radio City Music Hall, so they're wanting you to take the train to New York.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And Art Carney, limited engagement now through September 14th. Art Carney and Lovers.
Yeah.
At the Music Box Theater.
Joel Gray, George M. Cohen, George M.
Okay.
Fiddler on the Roof. Let's see if it's the original run. But yeah, you're right. It says Radio City Musical. There's a little coupon.
Yeah, and this one's at 44th Street in New York City. So they're thinking you're a train rider. You're going to get up to New York and go see some shows.
So this is the Mount Airy Sedgwick line. And there were a couple of these, but they're pretty intact. 1968.
Yeah, very much so. Is this everything, or was there a little more?
This is basically it.
I love it.
Yeah, but
so do you think they put it there on purpose?
Listen. It might be the kind of thing where as you're walking in and out of the house, you kind of stick it somewhere.
Yeah.
And maybe that was the case. I don't say, boy, I don't ever want to lose this Frank's Bicycles business card. But they're really well intact. So
you know what this stuff reminds me of? So we did for a while. You know, my family loves games and puzzles and stuff like that. We had there was a murder mystery. Like you would get a file of evidence.
Yes, yeah.
That's what this stuff looks like.
Well, especially the Polaroid.
Yeah.
It's like that's right out of one of those games.
When were Polaroid cameras around in 68, you think? Well, I guess it was. Those were the rip and tear ones, though, weren't they?
Right.
This is more early 70s, maybe.
I feel like
maybe they threw a few things back in there.
Well, let's see
time.
when the regular, because you remember, Preston, would come out, you'd have to tear off your picture, and then peel off the thing, and it would develop.
But this one comes from the the one that comes out automatically because it has the little base here that had the fluids or the chemicals to develop it. So that's intriguing, man. Hang on a second. We got a call of somebody finding stuff in their own home. So I'm going to go to Mark, who's online. Hey, Mark. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, bud?
Well, this is actually my buddy. He just bought a Victorian home in Ridley Park, and it has a tunnel that leads to this church across the street, and he dug it a little bit deeper and found out that it's part of the Underground Railroad.
Dude, that is so cool.
It used to be the safe house.
That is awesome.
All right, so
the only problem he's having is the color's painted like that 1970 Dodge brown color.
Right. Yeah.
And because it's historical, he can't change the color.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you find something like that, that will automatically, and I don't know how things go with the historic registry and all, but that would fall under that umbrella for sure.
So the new White Dog Cafe restaurant, the new location, I'm having a brain fart, is exactly where it is. In fact, the Alpha Bravo Canine event is coming up there. But that is also, they found below the upstairs level is part of the Underground Railroad, and
well, he found this recently because what happened. Sorry, Steve.
No problem.
He found it recently because he was starting getting some flooding coming in from all this rain.
Wow.
And it's all wood paneling finished down the basement. So he started taking out the wood paneling and find out where the leak was coming from. And here there's this, big opening.
Wow,
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, thanks,
That's
Mark.
amazing.
Appreciate it. All right,
Yeah, no problem.
and why not? If you found anything weird, interesting, left over in your home, 610-660-9333 is a number where you're getting some remodeling work done, or you've moved into a house and you're kind of snooping around and looking at things before you get moved in. You can find stuff.
So I was asking the Mr. Contractor guys, again, phenomenal group of guys. They find stuff all the time because they're demoing, especially in older places. But you're right, Preston. Why would this? Because these do seem preserved very well.
Nick pulled up information about the Polaroid cameras. 1972.
Okay,
is when the non-peel apart color prints followed, or the original ones where you would rip the thing apart.
Right.
So this would have to be 72.
72,
and then pass him. But looking at the style of the clothing that this guy is wearing, that still looks very, 75, somewhere in that range. He's got a big white belt on. The collar is unbuttoned way down.
It's one of those pictures, though. It's a moment in time. It's like there is something that is just transport you, and you want to know the story of that.
Yeah. Hey, when we had this studio built, we left the time capsule in the wall, did we not?
I think the guys that were building it asked, they literally said, hey, is there anything you want to put in the wall? We were like, I didn't even think about that. I think we put some bumper stickers and stuff like that in there.
I feel
we should have put that like 2.5 foot.
I want to put my fleshlight
dildo in there.
I
that
feel like
great.
we put a dildo in there. I just
really?
Yeah, I know Marissa probably knows, or she might be able
so
to.
that in like 2582, this must have been their currency. They purchased things with this rubber thing.
Let me see who we got here. I'm going to go to Sam. Hi, Sam. You're on the air. Good morning.
Hi. I was demoing a house. It was a 1700s house. We were demoing the stairs, and there was like a little closet under the stairs, but there was a big space that there was nothing under there. It was a dead space, and I found it's called a Hard Times coin, and it was from the 1730s.
What?
You said it's called a Hard Times coin?
Yeah, a Hard Times coin.
All right, and it's and so did you find out what the story is behind that?
So I found a little bit about it on the internet. It's like they created these coins with during when
hard times
currency was during hard times pretty much.
Yeah. That's a good name then.
As currency.
Huh?
Yeah.
Then when times were better, they would issue the living large.
No, but what would the coin get you?
I honestly don't know that much about it.
It got him dirty as he was trying to dig it out. But that is cool, though. I mean, have you found other stuff?
That was the coolest thing. I found pencils and lots of weird stuff. But I found like a beer bottle one time from the early 1900s.
It'd be cool, if you had with the Hard Times coin a Revolutionary War vibrator, because I assume that would be pedal operated.
Yeah.
It was something you would have to.
Yeah, it's too early for steam operator, right? Maybe something that small. I don't really know. Interesting. All right, thank you, Sam.
The king is trying to tax our vibrators.
There was a story I had in the Bizarre File the other day of, and I didn't get a chance to share the story on the air, but it was in England, and they were up and this is actually really cute. It was in their attic. They found a toilet paper roll.
Yeah.
That had a note from a little girl written on it, and it was I forgot what all it said. It was something kind. It was it said her name, and so anyway, they threw it out onto Facebook, and immediately got a hit back of who it was, and the girl, who is now a full blown adult, in her 30s or something like that, doesn't remember at all writing it, but I think they were moving, and she wanted to leave it for whoever's house. It was going to become next as a little memento. And
I love that
really
concept.
cute.
Sometimes people will, from when you're leaving a house, but you'll make it a little bit more overt. You won't bury it in a wall. Right. You'll leave it on somewhere in the house. But yeah, I think that's a nice gesture.
My Aunt Mary passed away last year or the year before, and I think she made it to 90. And so she was like a Depression era woman, and when they cleaned out her house, which took a long time because she'd been there for a long time, they found a lot of family history, a lot of old photos, and archived history back to the stuff that happened in Italy, probably recipes for meatballs with raisins in them. But they also found treasury bonds.
Wow. Well, there you go.
And cash.
Wow.
$8,000 in cash.
Whoa. It's going to buy a lot of meatballs.
It's, I don't think that's uncommon for people of that age. Because
no.
There were runs where they just didn't trust banks. And so they would store cash away in different places. And so Aunt Mary didn't have any kids. She bequeathed that to any of her relatives.
Wait a minute. So, all right. So this was a relative's property. They found this from a former relative.
Well, it was my Aunt Mary. So my mom and her cousins cleaned out the house this year.
And then with the bonds, can anybody take ownership of that?
I guess maybe Preston, but they just decided to divvy it up amongst the family.
Huh.
So, the next generation down, they're going to just share them equally.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess with something like that, when the owner dies, it goes to the remaining family members, right? I mean, or is there a more legal?
I don't know.
I don't know. Hell.
And by the way, at what point is money too old? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Where you get it where it no longer is
it's still
worth
legal
anything.
tender. I mean, if you take it to a bank, even if it's old or issued in the 40s, I'm sure you can exchange
Take this
it.
down to the gentleman in the red coat.
But you know what? All right. So, but if you found paper currency, it would just hold its paper currency value. But if you had metal currency, That stuff could be worth.
It could be more.
Way more. You know, the older it is.
Metal rules.
Yeah. So
No, there are. I'm sorry, Casey. Some people do collect paper money.
Yeah.
There are certain. It's.
I'm sure that
some is
there's-
more valuable than others.
Right.
It depends. You know.
I have a friend who they said that they were getting their attic redone to do their bedroom, and the contractors found 2 guns that were wrapped in socks in the eaves. One was a tiny Beretta.
Whoa!
Dude, that's
So
kinda,
you always wonder the story.
Don't touch that
Hide
thing.
this. Yeah, it's like in Goodfellas. Hide this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
So she hides it in the milk box.
I'm going to go to Bob, joining us next on the phone. Hi, Bob. You're on the air. Good morning, bud.
Good morning, Ed.
Good morning to see you. What's up, my man?
Okay, this story goes way back. It wasn't a house. I worked at a truck dealership, and I was repairing a coach bus, and I had to replace one of the side panels. I drilled the rivets out, and there was a Playboy bunny, a Playboy pinup in there.
Oh, really?
Was it really old? Was it
had to
like
be put
Martha
there from the
Washington
factory.
topless?
I believe me. By the way, this is chessboard, Bob.
Okay.
But it goes. Like I said, it goes way back to the '80s, and it was kind of surprising to see.
Okay, goes way back there. I probably knew it. I probably knew that one. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Bob. Appreciate it. That's a little bonus. We've talked about found porn before.
Found porn. Yeah. It's and then if you can find porn like Revolutionary War porn again, that's going to be worth a lot more.
I'm going to go to Tom. Hi, Tom. Morning.
Hey, Presbo and the gang, how you doing?
Good, brother. What's going on with you?
Nothing. I used to live in Freehold, New Jersey, where the county courthouse is or whatever. There was an old African-American fella that used to sell fruit and vegetables on the side of the road from a truck. And he never believed in banks. He stashed all his money that he made in his wall, in like that old plasterboard wall. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And he had 35 grand in there. His kids didn't know about it. He had 3 kids, 3 boys. They didn't know about it. They sold the house originally after he died. A new owner came in and ripped all the walls out to put, like to remodelize it, or whatever you want to say. And they found the money. And the kids tried to claim it. They used to live there. And the state said no. He never claimed it on taxes. We're taking it. And they took the 35 grand.
Whoa!
I mean, if you're heartless, you do. At least some of it, but that's why
I wouldn't even let the kids know that I found that. You know what I mean? Like, how did they even find out? He opened his big mouth?
Because new owners came in and bought the house, and they were ripping the walls out to redo it, to modernize it.
Yeah.
They found the money, and they contacted the people that sold, that they bought the house from.
They were being kind.
And the three kids tried to put a claim in for that 35 grand. The state said no. He never paid tax on it. It's our money. They took it.
So I'll bet you that to that point, Nick, you talked about it used to be a mindset. It used to be it used to be a mindset about the classic money in the mattress.
Yeah,
you don't trust banks. You bury it. You don't know, and so that you should let somebody know before you kick.
And that's a lot. You could remodelize the entire kitchen if you.
Hang on a second. I want to go to
the best remodelization.
Chuck next. Hey, Chuck. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. What's up, Chuck?
I'm wondering where I could get some graham cracker and squirrel toppings for ice cream.
Graham cracker squirrel?
Right here.
Yeah.
No, I bought a house about 30 years ago. It was the first house I bought. We're remodeling the kitchen. Now the house didn't have a date on it. It was unknown. But I found 2 baseball cards from the Philadelphia Athletics from 1884.
Whoa. Wow.
And then we also ripped up the floor. It was like 3 layers of plywood on the floor. And when we were ripping them up, they used newspaper back in the day for insulation. All the newspaper was from 1890.
Wow.
Chuck, were those
pretty interesting to look at?
Chuck, were those cards in any kind of good condition or even remotely good?
Yeah, the cards were in decent condition. The one card was like pretty good. The second card, like the back of it had a little bit of peeling. They were the old tobacco cards. And I actually had a professor from Princeton University came out to look at them. He said they were worth about $40 a piece. Unless you could find somebody that,
that's the way it always is.
Needed them to complete a set, then you might be able to get more money.
Right.
It's like Pawn Stars or the Antiques Roadshow.
Yeah, just because you have something that's old and you think it's worth something it usually is not.
So I've learned in the world of collecting, a thing that matters a lot is provenance, which is a story that goes with it, a moment in which you are being photographed with the person. There's more of a context to it. So but I mean, you would think that would be worth more than $40.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Phil next. Hi, Phil. Morning.
What's going on? We were smoking smoney things the other day.
Smoking smoney things. I can't even say it. What's up, my man?
Nothing much, man. So I work in property restoration. We do like mold remediation and stuff like that. And we were doing a big mold clean out a couple years ago, and we were pulling out old cabinetry, much like how Steve found his stuff. But we found old like World War II documents.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really neat. It was like ordnance details and like staffing and all kinds of neat stuff. So we brought it to the homeowner, and they were like, "Oh wow!" They ended up keeping it, and I don't know what ended up happening to it, but
did anything look of a sensitive nature, like war plans for an attack, D-Day instead of June 6th, June 5th? Did you get?
No, nothing like that, unfortunately. But in my line of work, I find crazy stuff all the time. Like a couple weeks ago, I found behind the door casing, stuffed inside was like $10 bills and 20s from the 50s.
Wow.
So it's really interesting, the stuff we find doing demo.
Do you find yourself? I mean, because as you do that, you naturally, I think, develop a fascination or interest in history of the area. And has this piqued your interest in that way?
Oh, for sure, yeah. Like we do a lot of stuff in the city, so like all these buildings are so old, and you find interest in looking in like we do a lot of work in old like early 1900s houses.
Yeah.
So you look into like what was there at that time from then till now. It's really fascinating stuff.
It's very cool.
Wow.
Very cool.
Thanks, Phil. Appreciate it.
That World War II stuff sounds pretty cool.
While we're sitting here and we were taking that call, I'm looking at the photo. If you're just tuning in, Steve's getting restoration work done at his home, and some cabinetry found some old items that have been around for a while. One of them is a Polaroid photo, and it's of a guy and a girl. And as I'm looking at this, I'm starting to create a story.
You can't help but do that. You can't help but do that.
So these two are brother and sister.
I thought so too.
Yep.
There's no sign of.
There's facial similarities.
Yeah.
First of all, their mouths look similar, nose, eyes, kind of a general similar look about them. They are not embracing each other. They look kind of bored or just a flat, a personality in this particular picture. And I think mom stopped them real quick and goes, "Hey guys, real quick, just look right here."
Yeah. Looks like maybe they're going out, right? Yeah.
Maybe they're going out. They are dressed nice.
You look so nice.
Her name is Maria, and his name is Jeff.
Really?
Yes.
I'm getting Kevin vibes.
You're picking up Kevin?
Yeah.
Her name is Kevin?
Her name is Kevin. His name is Carlita.
That's a mark.
That's a mark?
That's definitely a mark.
Okay. All right, I can see Mark.
Yeah.
But I feel Mark.
I think
more
she
than
looks
Jeff.
like a Kevin.
No, but I think she's Maria. I don't know where they were going at the time.
Ooh, the roller rink?
They're a little too old for the roller
They
rink.
were going to see Art Carney on Broadway.
She got a purse on her
She does.
shoulder? Okay.
Yep, she does.
All right.
So I want to know more about these people.
Don't you?
Marissa's going to post this.
She did.
Or you already did?
Yeah, it's up and running.
And I want to see if anybody knows. One of the first comments in says, "Isn't that the dude from Teen Wolf?"
Oh my God. Styles.
So pick
Looks a little like Styles.
Pick their age in that picture. What would you put them at?
I would put them at 19 or 20.
Okay, 19 or 20. So we're going to say conservatively, if we're dealing with a Polaroid taken in 1972, right? We're figuring.
Yeah.
So add on the years. Approximately how old would they be now?
70.
70, you're thinking?
Yeah, close to 70.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if this was about 50 some years ago,
yeah,
I think that's safe.
And they almost could be twins. They almost could, they look similar in age
When
if they're not far apart. However, whatever
in their
age they are.
70s.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
It seems like time advances.
Yeah, I want to see if we can. I'm really intrigued.
We're
by
going to
this.
find out who these people are.
And they're the Mount Airy.
Yes.
Area is where you live.
Mount Airy.
Okay.
Is it a Playboy bunny on the necklace? Did we determine that?
I can't, or is it a peace sign?
I can't tell either.
It might be a hand.
Both would be true.
Doing a peace sign, but whatever it is, it's got.
So I'm technically East Mount Airy.
Okay. Yeah, I'd need to zoom in on that, Nick, to see if that's a Playboy or not. But I mean, of the time, it wouldn't be odd to have a Playboy bunny necklace.
No, it's a Playboy
is it a peace
bunny.
sign?
No,
it
is
looks
it?
like it could be two fingers holding up a peace sign.
Yeah, with the thumb across. I don't really know.
Maybe it's an early version of the shocker before they even considered the stink.
You need to take a look at this and see if you can identify. All right, I'm going to go to Brandon next. Hey, Brandon, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
My wife and I bought our house in Camden County in 2021, so 4 years ago. And my realtor, who was actually one of my teachers in high school, he's a great guy. It was really funny that he was one experienced. We found a porn magazine at the Leg Show, and he thought it was the best thing. And so he was like, "Can I keep this?" So I let him keep that for sure. But what was more interesting was a few weeks later, I was going through the plumbing behind my bathtub, and buried under some like rubble from when they deconstructed some tile in the past was a 1980s swingers magazine for local contacts that had pictures of the men and the women who were looking for partners, and it was like Marlton, Medford, Mount Ephraim, and details about it was insane.
Could you imagine it hunting some of those people down and just following up on them?
Yeah, were there phone numbers in there too, Brandon?
There's like P.O. boxes.
Yeah, P.O. box.
Numbers.
Yeah, that would be the smart move.
Yep.
Yeah, instead of your phone number, a P.O. box, at least one level of protection.
Wow. Did you hang on to that, Brandon?
Oh, we still have it. We bring it out during parties sometimes.
To me, that Brandon, that has the same sort of fascination, and just I love seeing those video dating collections, Preston, from the 80s when that became all the rage, and the people doing those little videos about what they're looking for in a mate.
Yep. I'm going to go to Ross because this sounds really interesting. And we got him. Hey, Ross, you're on the air. Good morning, man.
What's up, Presbo?
What's up, buddy?
Calling from Delaware. Well, back in the day, we did some resto, and we were tearing out houses, and the guys that grew up in the house, well, like we're ripping the walls out, and we find these D pics.
Okay.
And bunch of guys, and they were the previous. It was the guy that grew up in the house. Well, he would come by, and we were like, "Hey, I think we found some of your pictures."
So who backlogs their own D pics?
I don't know. They were like stuffed in the wall. And it was just kind of,
you never know.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I do not know.
We tore the wall out, and all of a sudden these pictures fall out, and we, a couple of guys tearing out a house. We just laughed and had a,
Hey, Ross, were they impressive pictures, or did he not need to be taking pictures of his junk?
Oh.
He doesn't remember. Hey, look, that's Eisenhower in the back.
I don't think anybody was impressed.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Thank you, Ross.
Hey,
I appreciate it, man.
That's Janis Joplin.
Well, this is cool. Steve, I would love to stumble across something like this.
Yeah.
In my home.
We'll
of course,
see
we
what
built my home, so that would be weird. But
it'd be stuff you left.
Yeah. You know what? In fact, we should do that. I should plan to leave some things in there if we eventually sell it.
Is there still more demo to be done?
So they're doing more demo. I mean, they got right on it. Again, I have to sing the praises of Mr. Contractor and the crew. They've just been phenomenal. And again, we're paying for this. This is a company that we really believe in.
Yeah.
And they're doing great work. And but I mean, to see people who know what they're doing do it well, and they bring you stuff like this because they know this could be, maybe it's a family heirloom or whatever. But no, I'm excited to see what else they might uncover.
Yeah.
The majority of it has been done, but we'll see. They're doing the kitchen and the mudroom, and which is a newer thing. and some other stuff. But the kitchen was the oldest room.
All right. Well, if you can, take a peek at, we've posted this on Instagram, and let's find out who these guys are.
Yeah.
If we can find out who they are.
Wouldn't that be wild?
Let's have them on the show.
Yeah.
See what this was all about. That would be really cool. So we'll find out. But anyhow, take a look on our Instagram account and see if maybe somebody you know might be familiar with who these people are. Yes, Case?
No, I'm just saying.
All right, we got to take a break. We're going to come back in a moment. And as we do that, the Jug Handle Inn of Cinnamints in New Jersey is here with us. They brought amazing food. And guess what? You can partake too. We're eating some right now, but you can pick yourself up some when you have a $50 gift card. We'll take caller number 15. 610-660-9333. You can enjoy the most famous wings in the area at the Jug Handle Inn. Casey Boy approved, by the way. As soon as he heard they were coming, he's like, man, I love those. And you can get them for half price every Thursday during the Thirsty Thursdays. It is a Thursday night special. Enjoy karaoke with half price wings and all sorts of great beer and drink specials only on Thursdays at the Jug. And you can check them out at thejughandleinn.com. They're on Route 73 in Cinnamints. And we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.
Oh my God!
Yeah, because both of those guys are talkers and have a million stories to tell. But I watched a few of the clips yesterday, and it's cool to the guys that we love the best. And to see them in the same room at the same time is pretty nice.
Opens on Friday. Go see The Machine. All right, in a little while, we are going to have a young woman by the name of Maggie Drozdowski on the program. You probably saw the story. If not, she was bit by a shark. In Stone Harbor, surfing. 6 stitches, nothing really bad, but I mean, there haven't been any shark bites in a while down that way, and her foot looks pretty gnarly. We're going to talk to her in a little while about that. And while the subject is up, I didn't think we'd have too many people that would have stories of being bitten by sharks.
Yeah, I was bitten half, but I'm doing fine.
But, man, there are people, if you've been bitten by an animal, it's pretty freaky. And if you think about it, you know, and I'm not talking about dogs and cats.
Yeah,
obviously,
Scruffy on the couch.
Those can be pretty bad too. But there are plenty of other animals that can bite you. And even though you, as a human being, are going to win in that competition, the other one's going to die if you wanted to. It's still pretty freaky, terrifying.
There was a story recently about a woman, a dairy farm, was bitten by a cow.
Oh, yeah.
Bitten by a cow.
Sure, man.
And like a lot of damage, broke her arm.
Yeah, 215-263-WMMR. If you were bitten by an animal, not just, your pet or a dog or a cat, something a little bit different than that. We'd like to hear about that.
My friend lives on a farm, and the neighboring farm has cows, and there were babies there. And so we were there once, and we went to go look at the calf. And my friend stepped into where it was, and she was like, you guys stay there, because she said if the mom gets like pissed, you don't want to be in here for that.
Sure. So you just don't think a cow's that way.
Yeah, I just thought like a cow. Like, well, we could get out in enough time. Like, they're slow. They're big.
You're only seconds away from an utter catastrophe.
Come on.
Seriously.
Come on.
You know what freaks me out though? Like the little reptiles that can latch on. A kid, like a little boy is playing with one, and it just latches onto their finger.
So Trish here from our sales department, she and her husband have bearded dragons. And I was at their house one night, and she was showing them to us, and I stepped away for a little bit, and she's like, oh, I got bit. And I turn around, and she's got blood pouring out of her hand. Yeah. And she thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you just got bit by a freaking...
By a
dragon!
A dinosaur!
Yeah. I remember my fraternity brother got bitten by his python. He was going in there. He had the mouse in his hand, and the python was like, no, I'm going to go for your arm.
Dude, my friend growing up had a snake. That snake ate him more than the mice and crap he'd put in the tank. He was constantly getting bitten by that friggin' snake.
Dude, the scene in Road Trip where Tom which just totally wraps its mouth around his hand. Oh my God!
I don't get owning snakes and stuff like that. But I did see, Steve, a picture of a snake. This guy dressed up as an Uber driver. He goes, oh, my, like little Billy got his first job. He had a helmet on this thing and a little backpack that said Uber Eats on it.
On the snake?
On the snake. It was hilarious. I'm like, okay, first cute snake I've ever seen in my entire life.
I've never seen a helmet on a snake.
No, you have to see this. It's like an albino python.
I've seen a snake smoking before.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
Yeah. There's a really good picture of a
I saw an
snake with a
adult man
cigarette
pleasure a
hanging out of its
camel.
mouth.
You did? Tijuana.
Let me go to, I have Luke. Do search snake smoking if you want.
Yeah, and the helmet thing.
Nick needs to see that. And the helmet thing, too. Hi, Luke. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, I just want to tell a story about how I used to be a UPS driver up in Vincenttown, New Jersey, and I had to make a delivery to a farm that had a bunch of where they would raise horses, where you would sit on those carts. And I'm going up to go do the delivery, and then you got your driver's door open because it's so hot in the summertime, and all of a sudden I just feel this bite on my leg. And I look over, and there's an ostrich.
What? An ostrich?
Stop it. Come on, really?
Yeah, they actually had a pet ostrich that would roam the property for some reason. And I could not make the delivery, so I'm in the UPS truck, honking the horn. Nobody's coming out. I'm like, I got to get this thing off the truck because with UPS, it's every package every day. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So here I am. I run out the passenger side. The ostrich starts chasing me. I'm running around the back of the truck. I hop through the driver's door. It tries to lunge at me through the driver's door. I get out the passenger door again. I run to the barn, drop the package off. The lady comes out of the barn and she grabs the ostrich by the neck and holds it. She's like, "Get back in your truck right now." I'm like, "You don't have to tell me twice."
Ran and delivered
I bet you I know what was in that box. It was probably ostrich sedatives.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, you too.
See you, Luke.
Wow. There's a I think she's on Instagram. She has an account, but she has I guess you know what I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking
and
about.
it's this bird that is it an emu or an
I think
ostrich?
it's an emu,
Right.
yeah.
And it freaks out all the time, and it comes charging, and she's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
She'll do videos with like selfie videos of her, and she'll just like slowly pan over to this like vicious thing ready to like bite her.
We will go next to Will. Hey, Will, morning.
Rhythm, schism, a brizza.
Rhythm, schismism. What's up, buddy?
What's up, guys? Skull Sealer here.
The Skull Sealer.
I got bit by a groundhog.
Whoa.
Now they've
Don't
got
drive angry.
Yeah, don't drive angry. They've got sharp little friggin' teeth, don't they?
Yeah, giant in sizes, man. So I was coming home from work one day, and I saw this animal in the road. So I slowed down, and it was still alive. It was a tiny little groundhog. It wasn't like a full-grown, like full pounder or anything, but it was pretty small. So I got out of my van, picked it up, moved it to the side of the road, and it bit me in the web of like my thumb.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I still have the scar from it.
So I assume you don't know if the thing is rabid or not. Did you go to the doctor immediately?
I did not.
Oh, dude.
You became a werebadger.
Will, the thing is biting you. Did you start like smacking it on the head to let go, or was it a quick bite?
It was a quick bite, but I did like try and shake it off. You know?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like thrashing or anything. It was just like a real quick chomp down my hand and then like a release. But
ow.
I don't know if it even survived. Who knows?
Thank you, Will. Appreciate it, man. I have a fear of being bitten by a snapping turtle.
Okay.
Oh, for good reason.
I'm fascinated with them. You will actually see them on golf courses a fair amount of time. At least once a year, I'll see a good size one just sitting out sunning itself. I'll go over and take a good close look at it.
Yeah.
Just because they're really prehistoric looking and
it's
really
like
cool, but
a tank.
That beak terrifies me.
So Coney Island Aquarium has a snapping turtle, Preston. This thing's lived in Coney Island to begin with because it's got tattoos and stuff. But it's this big, this beak on this thing. It just sits there, and it always sits there at the corner of the tank. But you're right, they're really threatening looking.
And if you've ever bitten by something small, and how bad that hurts, I can only imagine. I got bit by a hamster in college. I still, from time to time, will think of it.
You still cry?
No, I actually it gives me like the chills because I'll never forget his little teeth going through my finger. I was like, oh my God.
But this thing, a snapping turtle, can take a full finger off. I mean, I told a story about where my dad lived years ago, they had a pond and they were finding ducks and geese with their heads bitten off.
Yeah.
And they don't fly that way normally.
My brother used to put them in the pool and swim with them.
What?
He would get them from the
turtles?
He'd get them from the creek.
I think I remember you telling
And he would
me
put
that.
them in the pool and he'd swim with them. And then my mom would be like, go take them back. And he would take them out of the pool and take them back to the
By the way,
creek.
everything else about the turtle is slow, but that snap is lightning fast.
Yep. I have been bitten by a swan. It didn't hurt at all. That was the only one where I was like, oh my God, you're adorable.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
My dad had to smack a swan in his head because he went after Jace. Jace was little. And he looked at Jace like he was an enemy. And
No!
Swan! He did. He just took one hand and smacked him.
I know people who have battled with goose before.
Oh.
There was a guy that was fly fishing one time, as a friend of my dad's, and it was, because you throw it up in the air.
Yeah.
And it either caught on the goose or the goose snapped at it or something like that. But anyhow, he had to reel it in.
Oh, no.
Because it's flying in the air and he wasn't going to give up his rod. And then when he got there and he's trying to unhook it, the thing is beating him with his wings, which are pretty formidable, and I'm snapping at him as well.
Getting back to sniping turtles real quick, I saw one in the middle of the road one time, and I tried to be a good Samaritan and get out. I stopped the car and I tried shooing it off the road, and I got a stick and I was sort of trying to poke at it or whatever.
Just pick it up.
Because it scared me. It was a big old snapping turtle.
Yeah.
And
if you just pick it by a shell, it won't even get its.
He's panicking.
No, I know.
No, and it was in the middle of the road, case, and so I was just trying to shoo it off of the road. But those things hiss at you.
Yeah.
And I just and I was like, man, I'm just trying to help out, buddy.
Yeah.
I hope we got run over.
Let me go to.
Well, listen, fool don't want no help.
I got Kelly on the line. Hey, Kelly, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, what's up, Kelly?
Oh, thank you.
Back in the late 70s, early 80s, it was a thing in Philly, apparently where I lived, where people had monkeys.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like one of those.
Your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you very much, Marissa. We have a guest who is on the line, and you may know her from her years at Baywatch and Baywatch Nights, amongst many other things on top of that. But she's got an interesting thing that's coming out. I'm going to have her explain it because I probably am not going to do it justice.
I think so, yeah.
It's called Donna. It's called calldonnad.com. So let's get her on the line and we'll find out exactly what we're talking about. This is Donna D'Errico who's joining us this morning. Hey, Donna, good morning.
Hey. Hi, how are you? Good morning.
We are doing well. Okay, so you are diving into the world of AI, artificial intelligence. Can you explain to our listening audience what this is all about?
Yes. So this is wild. It's an AI version of me that you can actually talk to, built from my real voice, my personality, my stories, and it's available 24/7. It's not a chat bot. It's like I'm right there on the other end of the line on a phone call with you.
Okay. And you do this via the web or on your phone, or how are people going to access this?
Yeah, you just go to calldonnad.com.
Okay.
And it opens up sort of this phone, and you press call Donna. You pick your package of however many minutes you want to be able to talk to her, and you start talking. You press call, and she says hello.
All right.
And it sounds like me.
I'm dying to know, have you had conversations with yourself this way?
It's wild, but yes. I mean, I had to test out the product, so I called myself many times. It had many conversations, and let me tell you something. It's kind of addicting.
Well, did you tell yourself that you were you in this conversation, and how was that interaction?
No,
Okay.
I didn't, because there's two versions that you can call. There's sort of what I'm calling the daytime Donna, which is just chatting and giving life advice and stuff like we're just having someone to talk to, because people are lonely these days. Not everybody has somebody to talk to. And then what I'm calling the night version, which is available 24/7, not just at night, but that's the kind of more flirty, bold kind of not shy version. And when I was testing that one out, I had to kind of act like I was a guy calling because
Yeah. This is so wild.
Yeah, it is wild. It's really crazy. And what's crazy is it doesn't sound. It's not. These aren't like pre-recorded lines and stuff that it's kicking back to you. It's a real human feeling conversation. Do you remember that movie Her?
Yeah. No.
It's like that, but real.
I've taken a deep dive into learning about you on a production level, AI and voice replication and cloning, and
Yes.
the ability. Even your smart speakers at home now are imbued with more personality. So I have every confidence this, for all intents and purposes, is a version of you. I thought it interesting. You kept saying she, but in essence, this is you, right? Not you,
Yes.
you.
Yes.
But do you find that you want to mentally keep that separation between this, and yourself?
Yes, because she talks. She's got my personality and my mannerisms, the way that I talk, my expressions. I mean, it is me. It's wild.
How do we know that we're actually talking to you right now?
Yeah, Casey just posted a great question. How do we know it's actually you right now?
Well, I mean, I guess you don't.
Wouldn't that be wild?
No, but were you at any point, Donna, throughout this process? Because I believe you run at it and you embrace it and figure out how to identify it so that you can't be taken advantage of, but also think about the possibilities of what you can do with it that is like this. Were you ever at any point a little freaked out and a little like, oh, this is a little alarming?
Well, it's scarily real. But the thing is, it's never presented as that it's me. I mean,
Okay.
It's very clear that it's AI because I'm not trying to trick anyone and think that they're really calling me. It's made very, very clear that this is AI powered. Because that's, I know people are kind of using sort of AI in not cool ways
Right.
to try to trick people, and that's not what this is. I would never do that. But it's what's scary is what you're talking about, which is that the potential is there.
Yeah.
It sounds very real and very human.
Donna, you mentioned the flirty version, the night version. Okay, how explicit do we get, or is it?
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
It made me blush.
Okay.
And what's crazy is, when I was doing the hours and hours of recording, I never said any words that this is saying and
Right.
coming up with on its own.
Right.
It just is saying them in my voice, and I'm like, wow, I've never heard those words come out of my own mouth.
So I was yeah, that's got to be a little shocking.
Yeah.
I was looking at some of the data and reports back. I guess, did this debut last week?
It did, and it actually crashed the servers a couple times because, and that was even before it really officially publicly launched. This is how many people are calling into it and staying on the phone. So we had to increase the capacity, and it's all good now. But I honestly, when I started this, I didn't know how it was going to go. I didn't know if no one was going to call because they're afraid of it or don't know what it is, or if. But there's like a landslide. The response has been overwhelming.
Well, you've had people within, and not this is what you're doing here, but people who are in the adult industry. I was reading an article, it just came out about, obviously with being a member of SAG and everything, concerned about jobs being taken away from living actors, and that's definitely a concern. But in the adult industry, apparently, what this article was saying. People who won't do certain things, well, their AI avatar will.
Wow.
So,
oh my God.
Yeah. So that opens up a whole other element, which is kind of wild. That
is a different element. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you if I may, because we're kind of addressing this topic earlier about the death of Malcolm Jamal Warner. You were on Baywatch for many years, and you were in the ocean a lot. And he got caught in a riptide, and I mean, you had to learn some of what you were doing, obviously, for the series. Did you ever find yourself in a situation where you thought, "Oh, I'm getting carried away here. I'm getting swept out to sea"?
Well, let me let you in on something. I couldn't and still can't swim.
What?
So yeah.
You mean that show was a lie?
Yeah, no,
Wow.
I was never in over my head, and they rarely put me in the water because
Wow.
it's just a disaster.
Are you in fact afraid of the water, or are you someone who because
I
of
am.
that? Yeah.
I have a water fear. Yeah, I have some paranoia there.
That blows my
I
mind.
hyperventilate and stuff.
Okay, all right.
That's
I
crazy.
bet you
No
AI
idea.
AI Donna can probably swim.
Yeah.
She probably could. Yeah, call DonnaD.com, and she'll talk about how well she swims.
About this, Donna, is it and I know we're going to wrap up here in just a second, is this a subscription service?
It can be. You can either call it, you can either talk by the minute to minute, or you can get a subscription kind of like an app of weekly minutes, and there's different packages of minutes. And if you use them up, it'll just roll over into the minute by minute rate.
Okay. And I
So
see
it's
that-
very easy, it's simple.
And there is a preview option if you just want to see what it's about before you dive in, correct?
Well, you can just like pay 99 cents for 1 minute and check it out.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
pretty cheap.
All right,
Yeah, it's
it's-
very affordable.
It's called calldonnad.com. That is the URL of this
That's
website.
it.
Okay, excellent.
You got it.
All right.
CallDonnaD.com.
Well, Donna, this is kind of groundbreaking, so good luck and congratulations
Thank
to
you so much.
You got it.
Thanks.
Take care.
Have a
All right,
great
Donna D'Erica, guys. Yay! When was the last time you remember a pay-by-minute phone thing?
1-900-HOT-HOT.
I mean,
Yeah.
right. This is pretty wild.
Then, and for people who don't, you brought up a CB question earlier
Yeah.
in the show.
Yeah.
For those who don't remember, as prevalent as they were, the 1-900 numbers were every other commercial in TV after 10 o'clock at night. You'd get bombarded with them, and they were all up all night. And
wasn't the Warrant band?
Yeah.
that was a phone number, wasn't
Yeah, it
that
was.
like the Warrant hotline?
Yeah.
Hey man, see what we trashed last town or whatever.
Yeah,
I forgot what it
partying,
was.
drinking and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Was it? All right. I don't have that audio right now.
I don't remember, but yes, there were psychic hotlines and there were, party lines and talking to sexy people and stuff. That was constantly. So this is intriguing, what she's doing here, I think.
This is 50 levels past that because you're getting someone. They used to have actual operators sitting there who would feign sexy voices, and it could be it could be a guy or whatever, depending on what you're looking for. It doesn't matter what was up for grabs. But if the fact is, you can kind of let the system do this, and also it's kind of, and there's something so sad, at least on one level.
Well, yeah. So I saw this story that ties into this. This is a report that's shedding light on kids and artificial intelligence, and they found that these researchers that are doing this said children who are lonely have started to turn to AI in place of seeking out real life friendships,
which is so sad, and I think so ultimately bad if you can't develop the skills to.
I think for some people it is. For other people, this is a good thing. But you know what I mean?
Well, no,
Steve,
you're
for
absolutely right.
The kind of lost people.
Well, case in point, there was the story of the guy who was, I think he was a quadriplegic, and he lived his life as an avatar through a massive multiplayer game online. They made the documentary about it.
There was years ago, I read this article and I thought it was kind of sweet. And it was when Siri was becoming prominent and people were really starting to use that a lot with their iPhones. And there was a woman who wrote an article, and her son was had autism, wasn't nonverbal, but he was he could function, but he was not super high functioning. But Siri became his friend, that he could communicate with that system in a way that felt him comfortable that he couldn't do with living human beings. And I thought that was kind of really sweet.
So you want to know something? I told you I'm doing the beta testing on this version of Alexa that's a lot more, and anyone can download it and download it to your system. And last night, Preston, Alexa was mentioned on a TV show. And Alexa comes up and says, "I'll look for that." And I said, "No, Alexa, that was on the television." And there's a pause. She goes, "Oh, thanks for letting me know."
That's pretty wild.
And
Wow.
Yeah,
man. So according to this article, Internet Matter surveyed 1,000 kids between the ages of 7 and 17. They found 67% say they use AI chatbots regularly. And more than a third say it feels like they're talking to a friend. And it is, like you said, there's some of it that's a little disconcerting.
Let me tell you, though, on another level, Preston, to exactly what you're saying, and I get exactly what you're saying. If something like this, I don't know for better or for worse or what a psychologist would say or a psychiatrist would say, but if something of this order could help allay someone's loneliness and keep them from doing something drastic.
Yes. Sure. So I think it's just a matter of these things can be good for a certain group of people, and these things can be bad for a certain group of people. Yeah. And it's unfortunate that you're not going to know until people get in there and start tinkering around with it themselves to find out whether or not this is a benefit or this is a liability to them.
Uncle Billy says he's dating Donna Jericho.
But also, like...
no, he's not.
No, he's not.
For the casual observer, some could look at this as sad for some people. It's kind of like when you look at somebody eating by themselves at a restaurant, right? There's a million stories, but like for me, don't feel bad for me if I love eating at a restaurant all by myself.
And you announce that every couple minutes.
I announce that every couple minutes.
I love this.
By the way, I'm okay with this.
But some people might be lonely eating at So with this, like it could be, it's not so sad for some people, and it might be sad for other people.
Well, we're dealing with new applications, new assessments of what constitutes. Again, if you go back to, I was explaining Blade Runner to someone the other day, and Blade Runner, the Philip K. Dick book, which became the movie, the replicants are created to perform tasks for humans, but at a certain point they accrue memories. And there's one replicant who finds photos, like this photo that I presented to you earlier, family photos, that this replicant adopts as, this is my family.
Right.
And so at what point, what distinguishes us from that? And that's what Rutger Hauer says at the end of the movie, Roy Batty, as his internal clock is dying down because he's been genetically programmed to do that.
Right.
He says, you can't believe the things I've seen. And what makes that any less valid than what you are?
Right.
And it's a question.
It's kind of like the people in Severance. You don't realize it for a little while, but they're not treated. I mean, they're human beings, and they are curious as to what their lives are outside of this work environment.
I'm scared.
I know.
I'm scared.
Could you imagine being suppressed by an army of Donna Jericos?
Oh, my God.
Okay.
What?
I mean, Donna D'Erico wouldn't be the first AI person. But if you could hunt down, everybody was, everybody had an AI avatar or whatever. Who would you call first?
So if you could interact with someone who is a really solid representation of who that person is actually in life. Mm-hmm. And historical figures included?
Sure.
Gary Lauer.
Gary Lauer.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
We do have some Gary. Do we have some of the AI Gary Lauer advice?
Who wouldn't want to have him at the,
Jesus, then Gary Lauer. Yeah. I think I'd like to sit and chat with Steve Jobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, hang on. This is AI Gary Lauer.
Hey, it's Gary with another love lesson. Guys, don't underestimate the importance of foreplay when you're playing with yourself. Let yourself know you respect yourself before you drop a load in that sock.
Oh, my God.
He is so insightful.
AI Gary Lauer.
He gets the human condition.
You know what? I don't know, because if you want to go wide open as long as recorded history has been about,
right?
Or are you talking about all the way back to?
Well, I was sort of thinking of
sexual.
Well, just contemporary stuff.
Contemporary.
Now,
So if you could talk to. So that's why I said Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
So
John
I
Lennon
think,
would be pretty cool.
Who's that?
John Lennon. I'm thinking
John
people,
Lennon.
I'm trying to think of people who are gone at this point, who you would never have the opportunity to spend time with. That would be kind of an interesting
you're kind of getting the John Lennon experience. You're not talking to John Lennon, but you're getting a thumbnail of what it might be like to sit and talk to John Lennon.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, all right.
I'm not taking my top off.
But you're after dark, John Lennon.
I don't give a rat's ass. I'll show you the left nut, and that's it. You got to purchase the titanium package, and then you get the butthole.
That might be worth paying for, to be honest.
Yeah, I pay to see John Lennon's butthole.
Okay. You know what this is? I didn't even realize. What time is it? 8:30. It's totally Presbo.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I think it is. So I'm sorry I didn't tell you ahead of time. And this
totally Presbo.
And this just in. Not the last traffic report, but the traffic report for that. Before that, I called Marissa Kathy. Did anybody else pick up on that?
No.
None of you guys did.
I did. I looked right at Marissa and I looked at you, and then you were rolling, so I didn't want to interrupt.
And we went into something, and the text messages started coming in, so I didn't have time to address it. But,
and right now it's 9:30, not 8:30.
What did I say?
8:30.
Man, I don't know what's going on. I like from the get-go this morning, doing the news, like I couldn't put words together. Clearly, I can't put time together. I don't know who
Names
you.
together.
I don't know who you people are.
Man, whatever. Totally Presbo.
Hi, Presbo.
Okay. So, little follow up on the Coldplay couple.
Oh.
The CEO dude has been put on leave. Astronomer issued 2 statements. Andy Byron has been placed on leave, and the company was conducting an investigation. The company statements did not give a specific reason for taking those actions.
Yeah, well, we think we know why.
One company statement referenced the video and stories related to it by pointing out incorrect information. The company said a woman named on social media in connection with the video was not at the event, and no other employees were in the video. The company also made note of a fake statement purported to be from the CEO, Andy, and they said Andy Byron has not put out any statement. A report saying otherwise are all incorrect. There was another thing. The HR woman, the gal, apparently her husband is from one of the wealthiest families in New York. Or no, I'm sorry, where was it?
Boston, Massachusetts.
So was it it was in Boston.
Where the Patriots
It goes
play.
way back because her family is in the rum business, and they go back to earlier times where there was sayings about how this family, the Byrons, I think is who they were, only spoke to God.
So let me ask
they were
you.
so high up.
So the HR woman, I thought was divorced, but she was.
I thought so too. But
she's
nope.
still married.
Yep.
And to a very wealthy man.
Extremely wealthy family. Yeah.
Wealthy family.
Yep.
His
Old
wife
money.
is now living in a place with friends it's like a multi-million-dollar mansion as well.
Okay.
So she's cut off all ties. What I really listen, I usually don't tap into all this stuff, but what I did find rather amusing was the plethora of parodies that occurred, like with the
mascots.
the fanatic.
Outstanding.
It was hilarious.
So well done. It was perfect timing, and I've seen. This is gonna burn out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But there's going to be follow-ups. We're going to hear about this
Sure.
down the road as things develop. But the fascination behind it, like anything else that goes viral, is going to go very quickly. But yeah, what the Fanatic did, and a few other stadiums did the same thing as well. Brilliant. I mean, you have a kiss cam, use it, and parody this.
All right, so he was put on leave. What? She is not put on leave?
I don't know what the story is with her and employment, Casey.
Okay.
I haven't seen any follow-up on that as of yet. But they have a new an interim CEO at Astronomer, by the way. And with that, I saw this article. It is from a group called Zeddy, and it is the Modern Workplace Romance Report that they put out.
Totally Workplace Report.
And a startling 79% of respondents say that they have had a long-term workplace romance. The online resume company's poll of more than 1,000 U.S. workers uncovered something even more shocking. A third of those people admitted that they dated their boss or supervisor.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're playing with fire.
Yeah.
So in my life, I've had, there was a coworker that I dated for a while. Claire, I met, my wife was an intern at WDRE in New York. This was years ago. And we've been going strong ever since.
I hooked up with people at work, but I never had a relationship.
Right.
Like there was a couple of times where, the crew was out from work, having drinks, got a little lit up.
Right.
Played a little kissy face with coworkers and stuff like that. I've had that happen.
You can, though, it's like, you're warned that it can be problematic. Mine, the one that I had ended fine. It was and think the world person. We haven't seen each other in many years, but she's happily married and so on and so forth, and things move on. But you always say, well, we're going to be the exception. More often than not, it's going to not end well.
It was always great, though, as fellow coworkers, when you would find out, dude, did you hear? You hear?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you know who's
the
gossip?
Oh, it's the best.
As when you're not involved and you get the gossip, there was one that literally I saw people's heads spin. In fact, it was at WDRE in New York, and it was and those are wonderful. And maybe it says something about us. Loving the gossip that way. But
well, there's a picture of an old coworker of ours, and every time I see this person, I just think of the thing that I heard about them doing with another coworker.
Oh my God!
And
I know what it is.
But every time I see,
you're talking something that might routinely involve produce.
Yes.
Yeah. Salad in particular.
Across the hall is that photo?
That is.
Yeah. It's impossible.
So anyway, I know.
To not think that.
Casey and I the other day, we were walking past it. Casey said something. I mean, this is like 18 years ago or something like that.
Things like that never go away.
No.
If I say Jerry Penacoli.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's doesn't matter if it's true or not.
Yep.
Oh, gerbil. Sorry.
Gerbil, not a hamster. Hamster, that would just be crazy.
Come on, man.
That's Richard Gere.
So anyway, but yeah, the surprising thing about this was a lot of people had a relationship with the boss or the supervisor. I wonder. That's got to be a tough bridge to cross because you find out you're attracted to someone, especially if you're both single. Obviously, in the case of the CEO, these guys were married, and it's more salacious that way. But I mean, you can have a relationship with somebody at work. I think it's frowned upon by management, and I don't know about being flat out unacceptable. It might be in some company handbooks.
It definitely is in some in some companies. That is a dismissive or dismissible offense.
And I'm wondering, if you find yourself in that position, it's like you have to discuss this ahead of time and go, you're feeling this too?
Yeah.
All right. One of us has to quit working here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it in TV shows and stuff where, people find love, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it started as lust and then they find love and they're like, okay, well, we have to go to HR and announce this publicly.
Well, we've talked about this aspect too. A lot of times for people in this busy workaday world, you're with people at work the most often, and you like them and find friendship and things develop. It's a natural progression a lot of times.
Yeah.
So, to ignore that happens is ridiculous.
By the way, I don't remember their names, but as I was walking to Ristorante Pesto on Saturday night, I came across two of our old interns that met during their internship and are now married and have kids.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's awesome.
I don't remember their names, but they live in South Philly now, and that's where they met.
Well, I'd like to know who they are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Uh-huh.
I'm happy to hear that. So back to workplace romances. According to this research, the surge of hybrid and remote work makes it easier for them to happen, apparently, and is a lot less risk of being seen by coworkers if they're not in the office together, according to 86% of the respondents. And this is interesting, too. 94% think that emojis and GIFs make workplace flirting easier.
Mm-hmm.
More than 3/4 admit that they've actually botched sending flirty messages by sending them to the wrong person as well. But that's interesting that emojis and GIFs and memes and things like that can make flirting easier.
Smithers, I saw this text about what you want to put in my ass. May I ask what that's about? I think that there is that whole element of remote working. I didn't think that into the equation. I mean, if you're in the office 3 days a week or 2 days a week, if you can't put a check on that until the downtime, then it's gotten out of hand.
In this research, they wanted to indicate that this does not imply that workplace romances are all affairs involving married people cheating on their spouses.
No.
But it does remind you of how many people that you work with may be romantically involved while you're walking around. It may be happening.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And do we have to wrap it up?
Yeah, you got a short one there?
Yes.
Totally short one.
There's another one I wanted to get to, but all right, I'll do the short one. So, Royal Caribbean's Star of the Seas, billed as the world's largest cruise ship, is making waves as it sails from Finland to Florida ahead of its maiden voyage. So it's heading down just to get in place and get ready for use. August 31st is when its maiden voyage will be. 20 decks and room for 5,000 passengers.
So I saw, I follow a couple of travel people on YouTube, and one specifically goes on these mega cruises, and they're on, Preston, what I guess was now the former largest cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
The size of this thing, he's walking down the middle, I don't know what you call it, promenade or whatever, inside the ship. Full trees.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
unbelievable.
You would think you were in a park in the center of a city somewhere.
Yeah, it's insane how big these things are now. I saw a really great Instagram video of it was a realistic commercial for cruises.
Yeah.
And it was essentially saying, hey, come and wait in line for hours, and it was like, it's like being on it's like being in a hotel, but you're on the ocean where you can't touch. And it was just all these other things that was just nailing it left and right. But so this is going to be taking places to Caribbean spots like St. Kitts, Cozumel, and the Bahamas. It starts at $950 per person, and you can enjoy a water park at sea and even Broadway-style performances of Back to the Future, the musical.
Yeah, so and on this ship that I was watching this video about, they had an indoor high diving act, and they had an outdoor high diving act. Insane.
You look at it, you look at the videos, and you're like, wow, that's impressive. That looks cool. There's got to be a lot of fun to be had. But when it comes down to the reality of it, I just, no thank you.
So
no thank you.
If you have a ship that size, that's huge, but there are 5,500 people on it.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
No.
Hey, I've actually never been close to a cruise ship, so I would like to kind of stand at the base of
dude, they're so big.
The closest I ever got was Sunset at Key West.
Yeah, there's a cruise ship dock there, which they've changed back and forth several times over the years. There was a point where there was only 1 or 2 allowed to dock, and then they expanded it to 4. I think they've actually shrunken it back again because when the cruise ships are at dock in Key West, the number of people on the cruise ships just take over the town.
Yes.
It gets to be insane.
Yes, they have to regulate that.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not a cruise ship guy either. But Casey, like when you're up next to them, they're just massive.
Do you know what, Nick? What I think and I think we talked about this. What I really recommend, if you're not, but if you want to really get that experience where it really makes a lot of sense, the river cruises of Europe.
Yeah. It looks awesome.
Yeah,
looks like it'd be really cool and a much more pared back version of what's going on. All right. Well, anyhow, this is the biggest ones. Royal Caribbean Star of the Seas thing is it's 20 decks. Just think of that alone. That's 20 stories. Now, I don't know how many of them are below the sea level, but that's gigantic.
Do you know what's enabled this? The stabilization technology that you can build them that big. Yeah. And they explain how, while that ship will stay pretty even the entire trip. That's because wild. You can't have something sticking up that high and not have a capsize. And they have these systems that are phenomenal.
All right, well, that starts at the end of August if you are interested. All right, we got to wrap up Totally Presbo.
Totally Presbo.
Bye, Presbo. Did I get my Getty?
Bye, Presbo.
There we go. Which is too bad. I'm sorry we didn't have enough time. I had a story about the origin of the ball peen hammer. But we're going to have to...
Do you know what this is going to be like?
Hold on to that for another time. I know what it's like.
This is going to be like that. What up with that? And they never get to Lindsey Buckingham.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back in a moment. Stay there.
Monkeys that was on Friends.
Okay, like Capuchin monkey.
Capuchin,
Yeah. So my dad used to let it run around the house, and one day it was sitting on my shoulder, and he was a nasty thing. He would steal cigarettes, and he would rip up things, and he was sitting on my shoulder, and my dad said, "Oh, turn your head, he's going to kiss you." I turned my head, and he bit me.
Where did he bite you? On your face?
On my face, yeah, I have a scar.
Oh,
you have a scar from the friggin' monkey.
I'll show it see you on Friday. I'll be at Keenan.
Yes. Tell us your monkey scar, girl, and we'll showcase that.
If you have a monkey scar, come down to Keenan's. We want to see it.
Wow, Kelly, did you have to get any stitches or anything like that?
They didn't take you to the hospital back then.
Nah. Just put a piece of gum on it.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
I don't have any stitches.
All right. Well, we'll see you on Friday, Kelly.
Okay, perfect.
Scarface is your name from here on, by the way.
By the way, monkey's going to monkey. It's going to do. People, and I remember people would get those things. There was a Woolworths that had a pet section when I was growing up.
Yeah.
It had a pet section, Kathy, and there was a chimp in there.
Yeah.
A chimp. I'm like, what?
I do remember like odd animals in the Woolworths section. I remember always wanting to get birds. And my mom was like, absolutely
You and
not.
birds. They were like blue.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were nice colored birds. That's why I liked them.
Parakeets?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, they were right down from the chimps.
Finches or something.
Finches, maybe, yeah.
My friend got an alligator, and I believe he bought it legally at a place that's not even there anymore. Nick, you might remember this. As you were driving down the Blue Route, just past Broomall, there was a place called JUl. Pets.
Yeah.
And he got it.
JUl.
Yes. And he got an alligator from JUl Pets. What? I know. And we would be in there in his, he had a
You have any more alligators?
He had a giant aquarium in his room, and one time he decided he needed to clean the aquarium while we were all in there. I was like, dude, and he just took the thing out. Like,
had he been bitten by it?
He had.
Yeah. I'm not down with that. No.
All right, we'll go to Jen next. Hi, Jen. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, what were you bitten by?
So when I was 14 years old, I was down in the Outer Banks, and the people I was staying with thought it would be a good idea to go feed the wild horses that were underneath our house. So we bought a whole
She's talking about cave horses.
Underneath your house?
No, the wild horses in the Outer Banks.
Okay.
Yeah, but they were under your house?
Yeah, because they used to, up in Corolla, they used to roam the whole top of the island.
Oh, okay.
Dirt horses.
They were corralled.
All right, so, and was this a house up on stilts or something?
Yeah, it's a house.
That makes more sense. They were earth horses. They burrow into the ground.
Okay.
No, but so listen, I know for a fact that a horse bite can really F you up. So how big was the chomp?
So we joke about it because I got my first hickey from them. It was the giantest bruise on my shoulder. I got trapped between the air conditioner and the house, and the horse just wanted the apple that I had already given.
Oh, my God.
So the horse was about to kill you for an apple.
Oh, I was terrified. And then my mom, I don't know where she came from. She came out of nowhere screaming and yelling, and she luckily scared the horse away before anything else happened. But I can just remember he was walking towards me, and I turned around, and first he was like eating my ponytail.
Man, so listen, if you obviously we've all been in proximity to horses. Look at the size of their heads.
Oh, my God.
Look at the size of their mouths.
Yeah.
I mean, that can make some heavy damage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We just don't think about it because they're horses. They're our friends.
Thank you, Jen. Appreciate it.
Mr. Ed.
But yeah, they're the power of their jaws has got to be extreme. They could easily, bite something off if they wanted to. Let's see. We have a lot of great calls here. I will go next to. There's a lot of monkey calls, believe it or not.
Hey.
Let's go to Liam. Hi, Liam. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. You guys rock.
Thanks, Liam. All right, you have a monkey story.
Yeah, actually, so when I was 13, I'm 28 now, but when I was 13, my family took a trip to Punta Cana, and there's a gentleman next to the pool that had a monkey on a leash, letting people take pictures with it. So my brother talked me into going over to it. It climbs up my leg onto my shoulder, smiles with me, takes a picture, climbs back down, and is holding his hand out. And I thought he wanted a little handshake. So I gave him my thumb, and he just hacked right into it.
Oh!
I want to shake your hand.
To top it off, I'm 13. What do? They take me over to the bar and just pour vodka on.
Well, that's how you respond to a monkey bite. Yeah.
So the monkey was looking for a tip, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Dude, I want money, and I'll rip your goddamn head off if you don't give me some.
And it's funny
That's
because
nasty. Thanks, Liam.
they're those monkeys that are part of tourism and the people trained for, for tips and stuff like that, they get very aggressive. And I'm surprised that a lot of places where you wouldn't figure they would allow that do allow that, because they can freak out at the drop of a hat.
Yeah. So we've had an ostrich bite. We've had several monkey bites. What else did we get here? We got another
horse.
Yeah. There's bird bites and all this. But how about this one? Let's go to Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Hi. Welcome.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome to you.
What's up, Jessica?
Thanks for having us over.
Thank you. We appreciate you having us on your show.
I've never been on the radio before.
It's all right. I say something like that on a daily
Preston,
basis. That's totally
what's
wrong.
the latest phrase?
Good morning to see you.
Preston said that, so you're absolutely
Good morning
fine,
to see you. It's all good, Jessica. What's up?
Welcome.
I was in Indiana, and there was a large cat rescue, and they had accidentally had baby tigers. And so for an extra like $5, you could go in and visit that with them. You know, who doesn't want to go pet a tiger?
Right.
And they were about the size of like, a big lab. So they weren't huge, but big enough that one decided like my calf looked really tasty, and it bit down on my calf.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it didn't break any skin, but it left a good bruise, and it scared the bejeebies out of me. But,
Jessica, you said it was the size of a large lab?
Of like a dog.
I mean, that's a big animal. If a dog that size bites you, that's problematic. If you have one that's trained to do that, that's basically wild.
Yeah,
and
this
it
isn't
clamps down. Yeah,
this isn't a kitten. This is a young tiger. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't card it, but it was definitely older than like an adolescent.
Yeah.
Was it able to buy alcohol?
That's pretty wild, Jessica. You have a tiger bite. That's way up there on bragging rights.
Yeah.
I like to use it in the whole 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah, totally.
Because no one believes it. I love
Thank you,
it.
Jessica.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Wow. Do you remember when the trainer that we knew would bring Louie in here, Louie the chimpanzee? Man, I'll never forget that. He brought him in a couple times. It was really cool to be that close to a chimpanzee and hold him and so on. But he was always on guard.
Yes.
The trainer was like he didn't lighten up for a moment.
No, because he said at any moment, like he was stronger than everyone in the room.
Absolutely. And that if he were to become unhinged, we got real trouble.
And he said that, like the 3 of the children's parties, every 4th one he'd have to shoot the chimp in front of the kids.
Well, and he would bring, he would.
Get out of the way!
They would bring them to parties and things like that. We had them out.
We did too, Kat.
And how it eventually ended. I don't remember if it was Louie or I think he had Mikey too. Yeah. But they got out of all he would say was they got out of their cage and they had to send them to zoos.
Yeah.
Well, he brought in one time a bear cub.
Oh yeah.
And it was my wife, the bear cub fell asleep. Claire came in, my wife, just because she couldn't believe it. And I said, you got to get a chance to pet a bear cub. The bear cub fell asleep on her lap. She was sitting on the floor. Those spikes on that bear's, that's a bear cub. Yeah. Those things look like Wolverine.
Yeah.
He doesn't have anything on these friggin' things. It was unbelievable.
So, did you guys see the movie Nope by any chance?
Yes.
Because there's like an underlying theme of a chimp like going crazy. It's terrifying because, it was a fictional thing in the movie, but
it's not inaccurate.
What that thing did, it could, that could have happened in here.
Looking back on Louie and Mikey, like they were cute when they were here, but I'm
not a great idea.
No, it was not
Yeah,
smart. Like they're wild animals, and they shouldn't be kept in cages like that.
We also had the white Bengal tigers. Remember that?
Yeah. Yep. That was well before Tiger King came out, and we didn't realize that any yokel could walk around with.
The possum bowl doesn't seem so bad now, does it?
Yeah. Right. Let me see here. Okay, since we did mention snapping turtles, we got to go to Tom here real quick. Hey, Tom, morning, bud.
Good morning to see you.
Yes, very good. Good morning to see you. Good morning, welcome. What's up, Tom?
Yeah, I used to go camping a lot when I was younger, and I would always bring a friend. And this one friend, he was like huge into reptiles. He always had, snakes, lizards, turtles, and all that kind of stuff. So there was always like little kind of sitting ponds around. There was always frogs, snakes, turtles, and stuff. So we would go looking. And one time we didn't see this thing, but a huge snapper.
93 WMMR.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, it's powered by PGW. Philadelphia landlords, register your residential rental property in the Landlord Cooperation Program with PGW. And you may not be subject to a lien on that property. And you can learn more about how to register your rental property at pgworks.com. I'm sure you guys saw this, man, but I'll put it in the bizarre file. The FAA said Monday it's investigating an incident that occurred between a Delta regional jet and a B-52 bomber.
Yeah.
On Friday, a Delta regional jet on approach at Minot, North Dakota, made an aggressive maneuver to avoid a midair collision with a B-52 bomber, according to the pilot. A passenger on the plane, Monica Green, said, all of a sudden, we just jerk really hard to the right, and we just kept taking more turns and more turns. And he gets on the announcement and says, I'm sorry, everybody. I'll explain everything once we've landed safely. So the flight, operated by SkyWest, had departed from Minneapolis. Once on the ground, the pilot apologized to passengers for the abrupt move and explained the situation. He said, given his speed, I don't know how fast they were going, but they were a lot faster than us, and I felt it was the safest thing to do to turn behind it. He said, according to a recording of the conversation. So he said, sorry about all the aggressive maneuver. It caught me by surprise. This is not normal at all. I don't know why they didn't give us a heads up because the Air Force Base does have radar. Long story short, it was not fun, but I do apologize for it, and thank you for understanding. Not a fun day at work.
Well, prefer that he do that than, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's unclear how close the two jets came to each other or if a cockpit alarm was activated to warn the pilot of a potential collision. Minot, by the way, is home to an Air Force base with plenty of B-52 bombers. That's wild, man.
We have audio from the cockpit, Preston.
Yeah, you can understand the concern.
Yeah. Yep.
One person was killed, and rescuers continue searching on Sunday for two others after a group of people were swept over an Oregon waterfall.
Oh, man.
The group went over Dillon Falls on the Deschutes River at about 10 miles from the city of Bend, Oregon on Saturday afternoon. 3 people were rescued from the river and taken by ambulance to a hospital in Bend. One person died at the scene. Search efforts for the missing went into Saturday evening and resumed on Sunday morning. Further details, including the victims' identities and how the group got swept over the falls in the first place, were not immediately released. I mean, that's a nightmarish thing.
Do any of the family members outside of the state plan on going back home to Oregon?
Maybe they do. I'm not
Back
really.
home to Oregon.
There you go. A spokesman says they are. So Dillon Falls features a large drop followed by a series of rapids that surge through a narrow gorge of lava rock. Oh, it's terrible. A black-tailed deer spotted with a child's swim vest stuck around her neck was safely held by a Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife specialist. Specialist Ryan McNiff reported the reports of the doe seen roaming around with a flotation device tangled around her neck. The plastic vest had become lodged in a way that prevented the animal from removing it on her own. McNiff was able to immobilize the deer, safely remove the swim vest, and release her back into the wild. So this dude just he had to manhandle this
That's
animal
pretty amazing.
and
Now,
get it off of her.
A doe is a deer, right?
A female deer. She was reunited with her fawn shortly afterward. Photos shared by the agency show the worn bright blue and yellow vest, clearly not intended for wildlife, wrapped awkwardly around the animal's neck. Officials use the incident as a reminder to the public to not attempt to help wildlife on their own. Under Washington law, it is illegal for anyone without a permit to hold or care for wild animals, even if they appear injured or in distress.
Oh, wow.
Anyone who encounters wildlife that may need help is urged to contact a permitted wildlife rehabilitator. Speaking of animals, a green pigeon in Northampton, England is turning heads. The bird was first spotted in June and has led to videos of the bird going viral on TikTok and other social media.
What are you looking at?
People are coming from as far away as London to view the pigeon.
Oh, Christ.
And it's become an attraction.
I'm green.
Mike Allabone, optics editor for Birdwatch magazine, told the BBC that the pigeon's color is unlikely to have any natural causes.
Here's the sight from this astonishing pigeon. If you see that, it's a green pigeon. Don't see them there all over the place. It's black and white. This one's green. Back to you.
That's Mike Allabone, the optics editor for Birdwatch magazine.
It's a green pigeon. I've never seen any of that before.
He noted there is no wild pigeon in the world
Wild.
that looks like this.
It's crazy. Nature wouldn't dictate this.
It certainly looks as if it has been dyed.
I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like it's been dyed.
And the green coloring is too artificial, he says.
Yeah.
17 people are being investigated in China after nearly 250 children were found to have high levels of lead in their blood. The individuals under disciplinary investigation includes the head of a local hospital, while 10 government officials have also been held accountable. And it comes after a scandal involving Heshi Pexin Kindergarten in northwestern China. Police and staff of the private kindergarten, listen to this, police said that staff at the private kindergarten had been adding paint powder to the food in an apparent bid to make it look more appealing.
Oh, my God.
Testing showed 247 out of 251 of the kindergarten's children and 28 members of the staff had abnormal blood levels. A further 5 children who finished attending the kindergarten last year also recorded abnormal levels of lead in their blood. The local hospital had been accused of returning tests for lead showing much lower levels than at the bigger hospitals. Investigators have now found that the management at the Second People's Hospital was chaotic and its laboratory department had been illegally modifying the results of the blood test. The head of the hospital is one of the 17 people facing disciplinary investigation. One child was found to have lead in their blood 38 times the normal level.
My understanding is that can promote brain damage.
It can do all kinds of bad stuff to you. Yeah, Steve, the lead poisoning at high levels can cause long-term injuries to the brain and central nervous system.
Oh, my God.
I hope these kids are going to be okay. That's messed up. And there you go. That's what I have in the bizarre file for you. All right, let's give away another $50 gift card for the Jug Handle In. We'll take caller number 17-610-660-9333, and we'll set you up with that. They have a one-of-a-kind outdoor oasis bar that's called the Creekside Bar and Grill, and it's open every weekend with live music starting at 5 p.m. Enjoy great drink specials and music at this outdoor grotto while playing horseshoes, or you can do the bean toss and all the other things that they have. So anyhow, we'll take call number 17, set you up with that fantastic wings. You can check them out at thejughandleinn.com. in Cinnaminson. We'll be right back.
Bit him on his ankle.
Never.
And it like ripped the vein out. Like a mile away from the campsite, we had to run back, and I'm a fat boy, so it sucked. It was bad.
Did you guys have to wrap a tourniquet around him or anything?
Once we got back.
Wow.
It took probably 20 minutes to get back
Oh, my God.
He needed stitches. I think he got 8 stitches.
Dude, that's why one of the things that you see the lunatics, there's a guy who had I think a TV show. He's had not a tooth in his mouth, but he would go into the murky, muddy water.
Yes.
And apparently snapping turtles make for great turtle soup or whatever. So he just reaches his arms down in this brown muck and pulls out snapping turtles. Yeah. And I it was almost too tense to watch the damn show.
Thanks, Tom. That's messed up. All right, here, this might be most exotic bite. I know we had tiger and ostrich and a few other things, but this says my sister got bit by a chinchilla.
Okay.
At Funimals in Westchester.
Oh, my God.
Funimals.
As a kid, and still hates those cute little balls of fluff to this day. She asked for it, though. She stuck her finger in the cage.
Okay.
I got bit by a chinchilla.
Well, you see it all the time where people say, "Don't put your fingers in the cage," or if you get like a little like a behind the scenes or whatever.
Oh
done.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I got kind of reprimanded. I've told this story before. Sorry to interrupt.
No.
But my junior high Spanish teacher, Mr. Huddleston, did some wildlife work with the St. Louis Zoo, and he would foster some of these animals. And when he had facilities where he could keep them,
Like big cats, right?
Yeah, he could keep them.
Killed by
So
one, right?
yeah, so but anyhow, he brought in he had a mountain lion in it was a kitten, it was a baby mountain lion in a carry case, and he came walking up to the school. I'm like, no way, oh my god! And I stuck my finger in there. And he's like, don't do that. That thing will bite it off. He's
Right.
like, whatever you're doing, do it. And yeah, he was killed by a leopard in his backyard.
So that shows you how good, however good they are wild animals.
Yeah.
You know, you have to remember that. I was at the Philadelphia Zoo here, and we were back. They had an armadillo. I didn't realize this, but the larger armadillo is the kind you might find out in Texas. When they ball up, if your finger gets caught in that, it can break your finger.
Yeah, and those shells, whatever those things are.
The armor.
The bands.
The armor and the armadillo.
All right, we need to take a break. We're actually going to talk to a bite victim in a little while. Maggie, who's a sharp bite victim, is going to be joining us. But real quick, I want to go. Somebody was on hold for a long, long time, and they just hung up. Never mind.
Well,
Sorry
don't worry
that.
about it because we have a picture with a snake wearing a helmet.
And we got smoking snakes.
Yeah.
And they have an Uber Eats thing on the back.
That is one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
We'll share this on our socials.
That's wonderful.
That's phenomenal. Okay.
All snakes really should have helmets.
Yes.
What if they take a spill?
Yeah, for safety purposes.
All right. Well, anyhow, thank you for sharing the stories. We appreciate it. And like I said, we'll get Maggie on in a little while, who's a shark bite victim in Stone Harbor.
Yeah.
So we'll get her on in a bit. But let's take a break and come back in a second. We'll get into the bizarre file when we return. Stay with us. By the way, Northeast High School, you're up for coolest teacher. Make sure you let us know who the coolest teacher of the year has been. Text word teacher to 39333 if you go to Northeast, and we'll send you the voting link. We'll be back in a moment.
Is it Katie Kane?
Katie Kane.
It's like candy cane.
Yeah.
And I like candy cane. Happy birthday, you.
And then a shirt?
Yeah. Ooh.
Sorry about that. I had the black bean soup.
Okay. All right. So happy birthday, Katie. All right. So I want to go back to the story we had in the bizarre file. Is it Mykonos? Is that how you pronounce it, Kathy?
Yeah.
That's in Greece?
Yes.
Okay.
It's in Greek, Preston.
It's in Greek.
Yeah.
So a mother and daughter were there. They went to a restaurant. They were kind of talked into hanging out in this particular area of the restaurant, which is a sun deck that they have, and they sat at these chairs. And
It's apparently a popular location.
Yeah, it's a very touristy city.
real beautiful view, right?
It's gorgeous. This doesn't surprise me, though. Like, a lot of the places seem to be a little bit like this, where you pay $600 for two
They're
drinks.
predatory, right?
And it seemed like so they eventually they were kind of nudged into ordering some food or anyway.
2 mojitos.
2 mojitos and 2 crab legs, like just 2 crab legs.
Two.
Not 2 orders of crab
Are
legs,
you even
2
full after
legs.
that?
Right.
They were king crab legs. They are they're
big.
In their defense, they are the big crab legs.
Yeah.
But they were charged like $640 or 600 euros for that, or they were going to call the cops on them.
They were threatened literally with not being able to leave the country. Now, I'm sure, no matter what,
that wouldn't happen.
No matter what the story is, that kind of predatory stuff will happen, as you were saying, Kathy. If you looked at the history of this place, the reviews are replete with
It's a
all
scam.
sorts.
Are they?
Yeah.
It's a scam. It's one of those
It's a
scams.
scam.
Get in here, come on in here. Oh, we're going to take care of you, and then at the end, oh yeah, here's the bill.
Oh, wait. So this place is known for, like, bills like this?
It's now known on the travel, like the TripAdvisors and stuff like that, it had that reputation. Now, mind you, it's a nice place, and everyone agrees the food and everything is quite good. However, 2 drinks, 2 crab legs,
Well,
$600.
My experience was a little bit different. In London, we ordered 2 martinis, and I forget what vodka we ordered, but it was because it was imported. We paid $40 for each drink, so it was like, it was about an $80 bill for 2 drinks.
Did they wrangle you into it?
No, they didn't wrangle. We just ordered.
Were the prices listed? Obviously,
no. They were like, what type of vodka, and we named it, and I forget what it was. And then
give me the $40 kind.
Well, obviously we questioned it after, and they were like, "Well, it's so and so vodka," and we were like, "Yeah." They're like, "Well, you're not in the United States,
so it's like Tito's or something
like
you
whatever
just you would get here stateside.
We had no idea, so we ended up paying $80 for 2 drinks.
I mean, I've already told the story on the air before, but when I had that, we were in that suite at the Eagles game, and I ordered wings.
Yeah.
And what I didn't know is I was basically ordering catering wings. And not only that, but like beers. I mean, we had so much beer. We were handing it out.
Three.
That was a mistake, though.
Servings or whatever it was.
That is a mistake. And what I'm curious about is if you do make a mistake like that, and it is a legitimate mistake, and before, say it comes and you're like, oh, I didn't know. I am sorry. It is 10 minutes after 10 o'clock. Today is Tuesday. We'll do the Tat Tuesday winner in a little while, but you get a little bit of time left. If you want to go to WMMR.com and get signed up for that, go for it now. It's what we do on Tuesday mornings here on the Preston and Steve Show. Letter Today Word of the Week prize. It's new, it's fresh, and it's going to be a cool one, especially for Fantastic Four fans. We got the details coming up. In the meantime, something else to give away via the lesson question. We're going to give away tickets to see Beetlejuice Tuesday, July 29th, and it's going to be at the Academy of Music stage. And it's presented by Ensemble Arts Philadelphia. So the question that we will go with is, what lifeguard procedure is also the name of a porn movie? 610-660-9333. It was around 7:35 this morning that this was mentioned. If you heard it, you retain that information, it would do you well to call right now because you just might win those tickets to see the live performance of Beetlejuice musical. So again, what lifeguard procedure is also the name of a porn movie? 610-660-9333. Good luck to you.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
All right, we'll get some stories and we'll get a winner. Steve, what's happening this morning?
Hello, Preston. Taylor Swift showed up as a guest to her BFF Selena Gomez's birthday party on Saturday. Swift had to admit that it was the first time she'd ever been to Diggerland.
Oh, my God.
Heidi Klum, stripping down for a swim in the surf for a new music video. Klum fun fact, if you hold her vagina up to your ear at the beach, you can hear the ocean.
Wow.
Oh! And finally, actor Josh Lucas and fiancée Brianna Ruffalo got married over the weekend at the Vatican. Lucas apparently sprung for the rhinestone package, which includes the Pope dressing up as Elvis.
Oh, wow.
And that's your Hollywood Trash.
I didn't even know that was available.
Yeah.
All right, we will see if we get a winner here. And the question is, what lifeguard procedure is also the name of a porn movie? 610-660-9333. We'll go to Tracy, see if she might happen to know the answer. Hi, Tracy, you are on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. Gadzooks.
Gadzooks to you. All right, Tracy, what's the lifeguard procedure? It's also the name of a porn movie?
I think it's Suck, Tuck, and Duck.
Yeah, that's it. Suck, Tuck, and Duck is absolutely correct. Hang on just a second, Trace, because you got yourself a pair of tickets to see Beetlejuice, the musical. It's on Tuesday, July 29th, Broadway's hit musical, back to haunt the Academy of Music stage, and it's presented by Ensemble Arts Philly. And shows are running from July 29th through August 3rd, and you can purchase your tickets now at ensembleartsphilly.org.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, brought to you by Neumann University. The Preston and Steve Show YouTube live stream is powered by Neumann University. And the next preview day is coming up on August 8th. You can learn about Neumann's academic program offerings, campus life, and professional internships. Register at newman.edu. We'll begin with Billy Joel. He had alarmed fans everywhere when he suddenly canceled his tour due to medical reasons. We'll have a clip that we're going to play here. He eventually announced that he'd been diagnosed with normal pressure hydrocephalus, or NPH, which older generations refer to as water on the brain. And
I didn't know that's what that was.
The Piano Man was on Bill Maher's Club Random podcast and let everyone know how he is doing. So here's a clip of him on there.
I feel good.
Yeah.
I think they keep referring to what I have as a brain disorder. So it sounds a lot worse than what I'm feeling.
He said, I'm feeling fine. My balance sucks. It's like being on a boat. He said, I thought it must be from drinking. He said, I feel good. And they keep referring to it as a brain disorder. So, yeah, apparently he's doing better than what it sounded like on the onset, because that was, you never want to hear that.
No, absolutely. There are a number of those things, though, that you've heard over the years, like water on the brain. I didn't know how that manifested.
Did anybody start watching his documentary?
I did.
Not yet. I saw the teaser for it.
I watched the Mariska Hargitay, Jane Mansfield documentary, and I began watching this one. It's very good.
And there's MMR love in there.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, Billy
About
Joel.
Captain Jack?
Yep, and I've not yet seen it either, but a few people have sent me clips over Instagram.
Oh, great.
And he mentions the radio station by my name, and Billy remembers what, MMR did for him back in the 70s.
That's great. The band, Tool, headed to Honolulu for a rare show at Blaisdell Arena. This is going to be on December 19th, and it'll be their first concert in Hawaii in over 10 years. And fans can buy tickets starting Friday at 10 a.m. local time with Tool. They'd have to do this song. Right?
You would imagine. Don't want to piss off 5-0.
With Tool Army members getting early access starting tomorrow, the concert marks a notable return for the band, who haven't performed in Hawaii since 2011, and it follows the announcement of several other shows marked as part of their Day in Rock Tour news updates. The Hawaii date is one of the few stops outside of the mainland, making it a special event for island fans that are eager to see Tool live again.
What's it going to be? Poi.
Yes or no? All right, and then finally, singer Teddy Pendergrass made 5 platinum albums for Philadelphia International Records on Broad Street, and now a block near the label's former home is being renamed in his honor. The 400 block of Broad Street will become Teddy Pendergrass Way later on this summer. The city officially will rechristen the road just south of Patti LaBelle Way and Gamble and Huff Walk that are blocks named after his collaborators, and this will be at a noon ceremony on this coming Saturday, the 26th. Pendergrass' widow, Joan, will be in attendance. She said Philly is his heart. He lived in Philly. He never moved from Philly, even when he had the opportunity to do so. He just wanted to stay in his hometown because it's rich with culture, with peace, love, and harmony, and he just felt so comfortable there.
May I put in a request for Presbo cul-de-sac?
Oh.
How about that?
I wouldn't mind being in a cul-de-sac. That'd be nice. Yes, Presbo. Although something like Presbo Way or Lane has a little bit more roll up the tongue there.
You're kind of dead ending in a cul-de-sac.
Pendergrass,
but it has sack in it.
Pendergrass, who died of complications from colon cancer in 2010, initially drew notice as the lead singer of Harold and Melvin and the Blue Notes. During his tenure, the band charted with hits like If You Don't Know Me By Now and Wake Up Everybody. When he left the group in 1975 to start his own solo career, he found instant success. And Pendergrass's first 5 albums, starting with his 1977 self-titled debut and ending with 1981's It's Time for Love, all went platinum. His sultry songs like Close the Door struck a chord with women, so much so that he began playing shows just for his female fans. The street renaming is one of several projects that Joan has undertaken to keep Pendergrass's memory and the music alive. The Teddy and Joan Pendergrass Foundation had established a music therapy program at Jefferson Moss McGee Rehabilitation Center, where the late singer underwent treatment to help patients with spinal cord injuries get their voice back, she explained. So she also teased the Teddy Pendergrass movie at a Broadway play, though the biopic won't be starring Tyrese Gibson. The actor-singer was attached to the project in 2019. He later sued Joan over the film rights to Pendergrass's life story and eventually dropped the lawsuit in 2024. But they're going to be renaming a street for him on Saturday.
I like that.
Yeah, and that is what I have in music news for you. We have a final $50 gift card for the Jug Handle Inn. If you would like it, let's take caller number 9, 610-660-9333. You're going to get it, so make sure that you send that over now or call right now. I'm sorry. I got confused because this sound was coming out of nowhere. And you can win the $50 gift card and enjoy half-price chicken fingers, by the way, every Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m. at the Jug Handle Inn. And if you're a trivia buff, you don't want to miss trivia night at the Jug starting at 7:30. You can see all the great specials at thejughandleinn.com. We'll be right back to wrap it up. Stay with us. I mean to do that. Will they sometimes go,
well,
so
even it was a mistake, but not only that, but the menu had prices on it, but even the prices were kind of written in a way that it made it look like it wasn't $500. You know what I mean? It was like, it was like $5 wings or something.
What was the final bill?
It was over $1,000.
Yeah, Casey had ordered off the catering menu.
I mean, they brought out, because I had ordered 2 orders of wings. And they were like, well, why don't we just bring out 1 order? They said
$1,000.
Yeah. Wow, 2 orders.
And did you
that hasn't happened here in 5 or 6 years. We haven't seen anybody do
Well, so that's the thing. They were like, why don't we bring out 1 orders, and if you need any more, we can bring out more. Because there was only 5 of us in this entire suite. I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And when they brought out that 1 order of wings, and it was in a giant chafing dish, I was like, oh, yeah, we don't need all of these. And then they're bringing out, when we ordered like a beer, they brought out a bucket of beer.
Did you pay the bill?
So we were able to talk them down a little bit, and so the manager had to come out, and I said, listen, the way this is written on the menu, it makes it, I thought this was $10.
Put your mother on the phone.
Preston, so the name of this place in Mykonos is called the DK Oyster Bar.
Yes.
And I brought up, and you mentioned in the B file, the people go to TripAdvisor to rip on this place. They do. And so I want you, Preston, to just read these as I scroll through. All
right, the top one is the one from the story I just recounted.
Yeah.
Here's another one. A scam waiting to happen on the unsuspecting masses of vacationers heading their way. The waiters tried selling us food. Each kept giving us different prices. We kept to drinks after hearing about the bad reviews. Another one says, I went to this place on a family vacation and was left horrified and ripped off. Asked several times for the prices. The waiters kept telling me it was cheap and not to worry. The bill was over 400 euros for a couple of badly made drinks.
I mean, it's 1 star after 1 star
Yeah.
after 1 star. I feel robbed.
The waiters
that's a
and staff
scam.
are extremely intimidating, especially when questioning the bill. These people are a bunch of scam artists. I really wish I read more reviews before coming here. Wow. This one says, we were lured to dine at their restaurant by friendly, pushy waiters offering us comfort in the sun.
Oh, so this is a full-on scam.
Yeah, we were then pushed into ordering food from menus without prices, but the waiters seemed so energetic, smiling, and patient that we felt obliged not to be a nuisance. Long story short, we, a family of 6, paid almost as much for this one meal of our vacation as we did the entire hotel stay of 5 days.
Jesus.
And I can't see how the prices they charge are warranted. I'll never be coaxed off of the beach again into any establishment without reading the reviews first.
Anytime somebody's like forceful like that,
Yes.
something's
I don't
gonna
like that
happen.
approach. I hate that approach. I never get suckered in on that crap.
My sister and I went to Paris. I was only 18 years old, and she was she's 4 years older than me, and there were high pressure people on the street, trying to get you into places,
Into these various places. Yeah.
One of them was live sex on stage. I kid you not, it was in the red light district. Live sex on stage, and I go, dude, and this guy spoke English, and he thought, oh, you guys are Americans, wow. So he really started giving us the hard sell, and I go, dude, it's my sister. I'm not.
Yeah, no thanks.
Going to come on, man, you got to just come on in.
This is a good way to bond with your sister. You watch a 69 on stage. Or Swiss Nerf.
Las Ramblas in Barcelona is a little bit like that, where they're coaxing you into the different restaurants and stuff like that. But I ordered, if you go to a good restaurant or not, a place that's not going to scam you, I ordered a bottle of champagne, and the guy, the price wasn't on the menu, one of those. And
Be leery when there's no price that you can see written down.
But a lot of times they don't list the prices, and I had it before, and it wasn't like some astronomical bottle. But the guy came over and he said, I just want to let you know. This whatever version of what it was like $400. He said, so I just want to make sure you know what you're ordering. That's what a good restaurant's going to do. And that's when I was like, okay, no, thank you. I thought it was the regular bottle.
Then you go, did you look like I can? Do I look like I can't afford a $400 bottle of wine?
I must look like some sort of hooker.
No, Casey. I was like, you're right. I'm not paying $400 for a bottle of champagne.
Casey, when they brought out the $1,000 plus, did you say, how much without the buffalo sauce?
Well, here, going to Casey's story, Jessica has one similar. Hi, Jessica. Good morning.
Good morning. I just wanted to tell Casey, don't stress out, because I did the same thing. We went to Disney on Ice a couple of years ago, and we had 5 kids with us, and we were like, oh, can we get 5 orders of chicken tenders, 5 orders of French fries? And they brought back 5 chafing dishes of chicken tenders and French fries.
Oh my God.
And they gave me a bill for $1,600.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
I almost jumped out of the balcony.
But Jessica, let me ask you, Were there enough people in that suite to finish even one of those orders of chicken fingers?
There was like 7 of us.
Yeah.
And my oldest at the time was like 7 years old. I had like 4 little kids.
The fact that you listen,
Same exact thing.
You know, but I mean, is there a listing for an individual serving of chicken?
No,
no,
there's
but
like a little paper menu on the thing, and it's like there's no prices, and it's like chicken tenders, French fries, fried shrimp, whatever.
So
I'm like, oh, let me get 5 orders. And at first they brought out like 1 chasing dish of French fries and 1 of chicken nuggets, and I was like, well, that makes sense. Like for room, they just put it all in one big tray, whatever.
Right.
And then they came back like 4 more times.
Oh my
And I was
God.
like, what is going on? Like, this is like we paid like $1,000 for this like suite for Disney on Ice to begin with, and they were like, oh no, like this is all you ordered. And I was like, oh well, then we have a problem.
Yeah, we have a major problem, and that's why, like, you know, this is the norm for them.
$1,700.
That's the thing for these, you know, the servers. That's the norm. You know, so
well, they're used to providing food for a suite. However, if there's 7 people, like with Jessica's situation, and one of them is a kid, and you says, "Are you sure you want to?"
3 WMMR and down. It is 10:24 on the Preston and Steve Show. We are at the end of our broadcast day for today, but fear not, dear friend. The hairy one arrives. The bearded one. Actually, you know, the hairy one is more Brent Porsche, I think. But I was about to say the bearded one, and I'm like, well, a bunch of us have beards around here, but the most legendary beard in the city of Philadelphia is going to be here in the studio momentarily to take you through the rest of your day.
Iconic beard.
Yeah, most definitely one of the most iconic. We should do that. Most iconic beard in Philadelphia history.
Yeah.
He's got to be tops, right?
I would say.
I mean, Brandon Marsh's one has become that.
Yes.
Pierre's been doing it for
long time,
a much longer time.
I'm trying to think of like forefathers and stuff like that, but I don't
like you don't know immediately,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I put it to you, people of Philadelphia.
I think it's Pierre Robert.
I think so.
Yeah.
I agree.
Did we have our way with?
Well, we did. All right. Anyway, I would like to thank Donna D'Erico for being on the program of Baywatch fame, and we were kind of like semi-scoffing at the idea of the conversation with her beforehand, and it ended up being a great interview.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because she and some tech people have created an AI version of her that you can interact with on a voice capacity, kind of like she was saying, like the movie Her, if you ever saw that with Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson. It's like that. You can communicate and spend time with and form a relationship with, I guess, her artificial self.
We should see if we could try it live on air. If we were to patch it through on the maybe something later on in the week, on the screen so we can see it.
But it was actually a nice conversation with her. And so you can check it out for yourself. It's calldonnad.com. That's calldonnad.com and see what it's all about.
Yeah.
We need to give away, it's Tattoos Day. Oh, real quick before we do that, thank you to the Jug Handle Inn.
Yes.
For being here too. And they fed us and they can feed you as well some phenomenal wings, cheesesteak and chicken, cheesesteak egg rolls, and what they call buffalo balls that they brought by here this morning.
That sounds cool, yeah.
And so you can check them out at thejughandleinn.com, and they're at Route 73 in Cinnaminson, New Jersey. All right, now we need to give this away. I'd like to congratulate Sadie Waters of Newark, Delaware. Sadie has gotten a $350 gift certificate for Floating World Tattoo and Piercing, and is now going to get a Preston and Steve Show themed tattoo. You want to check out how great they are at Floating World Tattoos? Just go to floatingworldtattoos.com, or you can catch them on Instagram at Floating World Tattoos. All right, the letter of the day, I guess I leave it to you, Greg, to give us the letter of the day. Casey is playing the part of Greg.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
And the Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter.
The letter H as in Human Torch.
All right, H is in Human Torch. That's perfect, Casey, because we're giving away a Citizen Marvel Studios Fantastic Four First Steps themed timepiece, along with the Fantastic Four prize pack that includes a sweatshirt, storage tin, and 4 Fandango codes to see the movie. Fantastic Four timepiece is engineered with super titanium, which pays tribute to Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Human Torch, and The Thing. And the Fantastic Four First Steps is in theaters on Friday, July 25th. I want to take this moment and thank our sponsors. Preston and Steve Show brought to you today by Dunkin', and the Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. Also brought to you by Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors, and powered by PGW's Landlord Cooperation Program. You can learn more at pgworks.com. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so we'll do Fox Good Day, and we'll fill in the blanks, and we'll have a damn good time. And I hit the button way too early. Casey, can you reset that for me?
I'm going to reset everything.
Thank you. So tomorrow, yes, we'll do Fox Good Day. We'll have a damn good time, and we'll find many other things to spend the day with. And that's it. We're done. Ray John, have a great day. See you later. Oh, Jesus. I thought you were just giving me the bumper. Now, if I hit this button now,
oh man,
we should be able to hear what I was trying to do, and here it is.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Hey, everybody, it's good to have you.